also an All-Pro at 6'4", 250. And the tight end is Marv Fleming from Utah in his fourth year, 6'4", 235. The quarterback, Bart Starr, 6'1", 200 pounds from Alabama. Fullback will be Jimmy Taylor, number 31, at 6 feet, 215 pounds. The flanker back will be Boyd Dollar, number 88, 6'5", 225. And at left halfback, we will have either Paul Horning at 6'3", 215 pounds from Notre Dame, or Elijah Pitts, number 22, at 6'1", 205 pounds. And we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Would you believe at the ripe old age of 63, Ford Motor Company still finds time for girl watching and kid watching and wife watching too? People watching, we call it. Watching people just like you getting in and out of cars, starting them, driving them, parking them. And all because of this very active interest in people watching, Ford Motor Company's come up with some darn good ideas. Creature comforts, we call them. Little things you can get on our 67 cars. Things like a remote control side view mirror, a steering wheel that swings out of the way just to let you in, variable speed windshield wipers. Little things from Ford Motor Company. A convenience control panel that tells you when doors aren't closed, reminds you to fasten seatbelts, reversible keys you can work in the dark, suspended pedals so your wife's high heels won't catch. Little things on our 67 cars, but darn good ideas coming at you because Ford Motor Company still finds time for people watching. And even that's a better idea, don't you think?
Here's the starting offensive lineup now for the Dallas Cowboys. At left end, number 22 is Bob Hayes, 5'11", 189 pounds from Florida A&M, and an All-Pro in his second year. At left tackle, Jim Bulkey, number 68, 6'5", 255 pounds in his seventh year. The left guard is Tony Licio, number 72, 6'5", 265 pounds from Tulsa. The center is Dave Manders, number 51, 6'2", 245 pounds from Michigan State. At right guard, Leon Donahue, 6'4", 245 from San Jose State in his fifth year in National Football League play. At right tackle is Ralph Neely from Oklahoma, number 73, 6'5", 257 pounds in his second year in NFL play. The tight end is Pettis Norman, number 84, 6'3", 223 from J.C. Smith in his fifth year. Starting at quarterback will be Don Meredith, number 17, 6'3", 206 pounds from SMU. In his seventh year in play in the NFL. The fullback is Don Perkins, 5'10", 206 pounds. At the flanker back position will be Pete Gent, number 35, 6'4", 210. And at left halfback today will be Dan Reeves, 6'1", 203 pounds from South Carolina, number 30 in his second year. Out in the center of the field now, we have the respective captains for the Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. And the Packers win the toss. They elect to receive, defend the goal to our right, which is the south goal. And the Dallas Cowboys will thus kick off, defend the goal to our left, which is the north goal. The Packers across the way in their gold pants, green jerseys, and white numbers. And the Cowboys on the field now in their silver pants with white shirts and dark blue numbers. Action just about to get underway in this National Football League Championship game. And here to bring you all the exciting play-by-play once again is my broadcast partner, Jack Drees.
Thank you, Jimmy Morris, and we're now preparing for the kickoff in this climax to a season of violence for the championship of the National Football League. Danny Villanueva will kick off for the Dallas Cowboys. Johnny Anderson and Herb Adderley are deep for the Green Bay Packers. And the kick is in the air, the game is on. It's drifting down to Donnie Anderson, who takes it on the 2-yard line, cuts it up to the 15, and hit it to 20. Spins forward to get that ball up to about the 23-yard line where Pettis Norman brought him down. So the Green Bay Packers have it 1st and 10, beginning this game on their own 23-yard line. Now let's check off to see whether Coach Vince Lombardi played a hunch on the halfback. No, he's starting Elijah Pitts, who had taken over the starting role from Paul Horning when Paul was sidelined with a pinched nerve. And he's in there now starting with Jimmy Taylor, and he takes the first handoff, shoots off ball to the right, gets around the corner, out to the 50-yard line, and then into Dallas Cowboy territory to be run out of bounds from the Dallas 44 by Mel Renfro. Packers exploding with the famed Green Bay sweep as they send Elijah Pitts swinging out to the right side. He got around the corner, outrunning Cornell Green, and then was finally put on a bounds at the 44, where it's 1st and 10. Jimmy?
Jack, the Cowboys that time were in a stunning defense to their right, which was the left side of the Packer line where Elijah Pitts was able to break loose.
33 yards on the opening play, and Bart Starr goes back to throw one. And he's aiming it over here for Carroll Dale. Dale takes the pass near the left sideline, cuts back across the field, running along the 35, but he can never make the turn toward the goal line, and he's tackled on the 35-yard line by Mel Renfro and Warren Livingston. So the ball is at the 35 now. 2nd down, about a yard to go.
And Jack, I wanted to add that the Cowboys usually play it pretty straight defensively, and on the first play from scrimmage, they're trying a little bit of trickery, and it certainly backfired on them as Pitts was able to go.
He got Bob Long in, and he set out wide to the left. Carroll Dale taken out after that play to give him a rest, and the handoff is to Jimmy Taylor on a straight-ahead shot right up the middle. He gets the first down and then some as he takes that ball down to the Dallas Cowboy 31-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 31. Dallas Cowboys set their defense. They break out of the defensive huddle and deploy all along the line of scrimmage, waiting the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers now move up over the ball. Bob Long is coming out wide to the left side. Single flanker set out to the left. Bart Starr back to throw, and that ball is batted down. Coming through is Big Bob Lilly, number 74, and he reached up with a paw and got that ball just to the left Bob Starr's hand. Knocking it to the ground, it's an incomplete forward pass. The back of the ball comes to the 31-yard line, where it's now 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Jack, I might point out that that's one of the places where the Cowboy defense has excelled all year. During the National Football League season, they tackled the opposing passer more times than any other team in the league, a total of 60.
Carroll Dale is back in the game, and he's set out wide to the right side. 2nd and 10. Bart Starr barking the signals, dropping back to throw once more. And he flips the screen to Jimmy Taylor. Bob Lilly is after Taylor, and he's got it for a loss. Bob Lilly pokes out that screen, got him behind the blockers. As the ball came down to Jimmy Taylor, he grabbed Taylor, flung him to the ground at the 35-yard line, just inside the 35, and it's now 3rd down and some 13 yards to go. So the ball is almost back to the 35-yard line. So now Bart Starr has that 3rd and long yardage situation. He's got the ball on the Dallas 35, just inside. He's back to throw once more. Has great protection. Plenty of time. Pitches one down for Carroll Dale, who juggles it, then holds onto it as he's in the arms and brought down by Mike Gechter. That was a tough catch to make, and Carroll Dale really turned one in. He was in as he went for the ball, juggled it as he was going down, gathered it in, fell on the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Green Bay Packers. A new lease on life just 20 yards away from the Cowboy goal line. Long going out wide to the right side. Boyd Dollar has put a little bit to the left. Running back's in normal position, and the ball is given to Jimmy Taylor. A hole opening up for the left tackle is closed immediately by Mel Renfro, coming up to the safety position. And Jimmy Taylor was held to short yardage, working his way from the 20 down to the 17-yard line to pick up a 3. 2nd down now, and 7 yards to go for the Green Bay Packers. And of course, the winner of this game today will meet the Kansas City Chiefs, the American Football League champions who conquered Buffalo 31-7 earlier this afternoon, and that great Super Bowl from Los Angeles will likewise be brought to you over CBS Radio. Bart Starr back to throw. Flips one for Elijah Pitts. He takes it down to the 2, spins clear, and goes in for a Green Bay touchdown. Warren Livingston had a shot at him at the 2-yard line, but he spun clear and got into the end zone for the score. A 17-yard TD pass. Bart Starr to Elijah Pitts. The score now reads 6-0 with the extra point attempt coming up. Don Chandler to do the kicking. Bart Starr does the holding. Team's knuckle down. Here's the snap. And it's good. The kick is good. Time is called on the field of play with the score. Green Bay 7, Dallas nothing. So go the Green Bay Packers with an explosive running game. Although the touchdown was scored via the forward pass, marched up the field on the first series of plays. They took the opening kickoff, began on their own 23-yard line, and went the rest of the way for the touchdown to move into a 7-0 lead over the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys are going to get their hands on the football for the first time in the game. There are 10 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in the first quarter, with Green Bay now out in front 7-0. Renfro and Garrison are going to be the deep receivers for the Dallas Cowboys, and Don Chandler will do the kicking off. Don Chandler is teeing up the football to kick off to the Dallas Cowboys. This will be the first time the Cowboys have had the ball. They kicked off to the Packers, and the Packers drove for a score. Mel Renfro, Walt Garrison waiting for the kick. Whistle blows. Chandler moves forward, lofts one in the air. A slow end-over-end kick that drops right on the goal line to Mel Renfro, off to the 10 to the 15. Can't cut loose, fumbles the ball, and it is picked up and going all the way by Grabowski. Jim Grabowski picked up the fumble and ran it in for a touchdown. Well, what a turn this game has taken in its opening moments. Running back the kickoff after the Green Bay Packers had scored. Now Renfro got out beyond the 15-yard line fumble, and in the area of the 20-yard line, Jim Grabowski picked up that bouncing football. There was no one between him and the goal line, and he was in for the touchdown. Chandler's kick is good. It's only a matter of seconds. The Packers have scored again. Timeout is called on the field of play with the score, Green Bay 14, Dallas nothing.
Just wake up 5 minutes late, and the fun begins. When you're in a hurry, the hardest thing to do is shave. Unless you use a razor that'll let you shave in a hurry. The new Gillette Techmatic is just such a razor. It doesn't use razor blades. Instead, a razor band with no corners to it. And no corners means less chance of a nick. The new Gillette Techmatic costs only $2.95. It'll cut your shaving time, not your face.
Well, Jack, you know how many men are tuned into this National Football League Championship game today?
No, but I bet I can tell you something about them.
What's that?
A lot of our right guard fans got to be. Gillette right guard spray deodorant is a 6-1 favorite with men.
A big favorite with families, too. Everybody in the house can use it because nothing touches you but the spray itself.
Just 2 seconds gives you 24-hour protection.
And no wonder it's the world's best-selling deodorant. Gillette Right Guard. Get it.
So Don Chandler backs away to kick it off again. Same two are waiting for it. Walt Garrison on the right, Mel Renfro on the left. 14-0 now, Green Bay. This is a low kick, and Renfro comes up to take it on the 8-yard line. He's out for the 25, to the 30. His neck tied as he gets to the 35 and drops down. Hitting him first was Gail Gillingham, and bringing him down was Max McGee. So the ball is at the 35-yard line, and the Dallas Cowboys are now trailing by 14 points. With 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter of the game. Quarterback, the Cowboys in an I formation, shifting out of it now, with Perkins moving over to be a slot back on the right side. The ball is given to Dan Reeves. Reeves has a big hole in the middle of the line to get through, but it's closed up quickly by the Packers secondary, and he's able to get it out to around the 39-yard line. Ray Nitschke, the middle linebacker, coming in as the principal member on the stop. Jim?
The Packers with a 14-0 lead already in this football game, so early in the first quarter, the defense of Green Bay dropped off a little bit that time, expecting to pass right away, and did leave a small hole in that defensive line.
End and flank are both out. Beechent going out wide to the left side. Pettis Norman splits out. The slot back is set over there, but it's a handoff again to Don Perkins, the fullback this time. He's able to chug his way up across the 45 for a first down. Ball now at his own 46-yard line. He was tackled there by Ron Kostelnik. And it'll be first and 10 on their own 46. Dallas Cowboys break from the huddle, sending Beechent out to the left side. Bobby Hayes is set wide to the right, where Natalie is over there to cover him. And giving him plenty of ground, almost 10 yards. The ball is given to Dan Reeves, who, as he tries to cut, has his feet get out from under him a little bit, steadies himself with his hands. can, but lost his momentum, couldn't get far, and was able to bring that ball to the 50-yard line.
Jack, this will be a tremendous test for that offensive unit of the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, they have not had a great deal of championship experience. You'd expect the Packers to be able to come back from a deficit like this. We'll see if the Dallas Cowboys can keep their poise and come back also.
Good second down now with 6 yards to go. Dallas Cowboys have the ball. The Packers have the lead, 14-0. Don Meredith back to throw. Whips one out to the right flat. Completes to Pete Gent. Gent after catching the ball tries to get away but can't elude Dave Robinson, number 89, the left side linebacker, and Tom Brown coming over from the safety position. He is out of bounds at the Green Bay 43-yard line, and it looks like plenty for a first down. It is. First and 10 for Dallas.
I think it might be interesting to note that Pete Gent, the young gentleman that just caught the pass, did not play collegiate football. He was a basketball player at the University of Michigan.
Then he sent out wide to the left side this time. Hayes wide right, I formation, and they go from the I, and it's an end around with Pettis Norman taking the ball, swinging around the corner down inside the 40, through the 37-yard line. Now the tackle was made by number 66, Ray Nitschke, and help again from Tom Brown, the right safety. So the ball now is at the 37. That's a pickup of 6. It'll be second down and 4 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys, who, Jim Morris, don't seem to be overawed by that sudden Packer explosion into the lead. They're moving steadily against Green Bay, but a second down now and about 4 yards to go on the Green Bay 37-yard line. A pitch out to Dan Reeves. He slipped in behind his block and is forced out of bounds inside the 35. Out of bounds on the 34-yard line. Nitschke was over there again. Also, Willie Davis, the left end, all-pro left end, coming in there.
Jack, if I said Pete Gent was from the University of Michigan, that, of course, is incorrect. He's from Michigan State. He'd be after me for that mistake.
He just cost Western Union a lot of money in Lansing, Michigan, Jim.
That's for sure.
They're checking out to see whether or not a first down was recorded, but it was not. They've got a yard and a half to go to it for a first down. But the teams can call for a measurement. It's a good way to sneak in with a rest. Ball now at the 34-yard line. Dallas Cowboys have it on the Green Bay 34. Frank Morris has come in to replace Jim for the Dallas Cowboys. Frank Clark, a handy ball player, can play tight end, split end, or flanker. Hayes comes out wide to the right side and is the only flanker out. Third down, about a yard to go. Meredith back to throw. Looking, arches one for Bobby Hayes, and it is broken up beautifully by Tom Brown. Hayes was in the clear, but had to wait for the ball. While that ball was coming down, Tom Brown, knifing in under it and eyeing it with every step he took, got there to break it up. So it's fourth down and a yard to go. And trailing by 14 points, Dallas apparently is going to ignore the field goal and try to get that first down. Fourth down. A little better than a yard to go. Hayes is going out wide to the left. Frank Clark comes over tight on the right side. A single flanker out. Perkins and Reeves, the running backs. The shift out of the eye now. And it's given to Dan Reeves. He's got the first down. He cuts down to the 29-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. And audacious gamble, that paid off against really one of the top defenses in the history of professional football, the Green Bay Packers. They went on a 4th and 1.5 situation. Made it with something to spare. That ball was taken down just inside the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 30, and it is first and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. And flanker both out now. Back shift out of the I formation. Reeves is sent out as a flanker wide to the left, with Bob Hayes pulling him tight. Meredith throws and takes one out. A one-handed catch by Bob Hayes. He drops it, goes back, picks it up, and it is ruled a completed pass, and he recovered his own fumble. That puts the ball on the 29-yard line. Hayes reached out, grabbed that one in one hand, but then couldn't quite control the ball. He took it for a few strides, still trying to get a firm grasp on it, dropped it. But he got back to it before the Packers could do anything about it. So it's a gain of a short yard on the play. It's second down and 9. Ball at the 29-yard line. Bob Hayes going out wide to the left side. Pete Gent is wide to the right. Meredith rolling out to the right side. Pitches one for Pete Gent. He makes the catch. It's caught by Herb Adderley and dropped. Coming in to help out was Leroy Gaffney. That ball now is down on the 18-yard line. As the Cowboys are on the move.
that pass not been completed, Jack, I think perhaps we might have had an interference call anyway because Adderley was right on top of Gent, and I think gave him a little shove before he caught that football.
Don Meredith has hit on 3 out of 4. Bart Starr, 4 out of 5 in that touchdown drive. The score is 14-0. Green Bay leading the Dallas Cowboys. They scored on a drive, then scored quickly on the ensuing kickoff when it was fumbled. Jim Grabowski picked up the fumble and ran 20, 21 yards in for the second very quick touchdown. Dan Reed taking this handoff, trying to get around the bend, is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Ray Nitschke, the great all-pro middle linebacker for Green Bay, was there to put the stopper on it. Ball at the 18 still, 2nd and 10.
You have to count Reed as one of the special surprises for the Dallas Cowboys this past season. He was the 6th leading rusher in the NFL, carrying 175 times for 757 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Now the Cowboys have settled on the play. They're out of the huddle. Have an end and flanker both out. Bob Hayes left on the right side. Running backs in the 9 formation, they usually shift from that, but now Don Meredith calls for a timeout. Timeout is called on the field of play with the score, Green Bay 14, Dallas nothing. And in this moment of relaxation, I'm sure it is also a welcome moment to the absolute sellout crowd of some 75,400 fans jammed into this Cotton Bowl today on what has been an immense weekend of football. The famed Cotton Bowl game, which you heard on CBS radio yesterday, if you were unable to be here in the Cotton Bowl. And then followed the next day with this battle for the National Football League Championship. A championship that reaches a much higher plane of excitement, for it is the threshold to the Super Bowl 2 weeks from today in the Los Angeles Coliseum, in which the winner of this game will go against the American Football League champion, decided earlier today, Kansas City defeating Buffalo for that title 31-7. Now to put the ball in play. That timeout was charged to the Dallas Cowboys, so they have 2 times out left in the first half. They've used 1. And I would suspect, Jim, that the defensive situation got to Meredith. Rather than take the time to try and figure out an audible, he called time to figure something out.
That's absolutely right, Jack. They'll usually save those timeouts to the end of the first half.
Now they're ready to go. End and flanker out. Meredith back to throw. Shoots one out to the right side, completes the cutter storm, and Normandy is caught and put out of bounds. The penalty marker goes down, and I believe it's going to be a personal foul against Dave Robinson. Tom Brown, the safety man, got him out of bounds in the area of the 6-yard line, and then once out of bounds, Dave Robinson filed in, and they called him for it, and that'll be half the distance to the goal line, since the full 15-yard penalty was taken beyond that point. And that sets the ball on the 3-yard line where it's first and goal to go. So the Dallas Cowboys in their huddle. The score of the ball game is 14-0 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. But first and goal to go now for the Cowboys, as they have it on the 3-yard line. And the ball is given to Dan Reed. He has a big hole. He just shot through for the touchdown. Beautiful block by Don Perkins, leading Dan Reed through the hole. And Perkins was over the goal line standing up before any of the Packers could make contact with him. And so the Cowboys have put together a touchdown drive. It began on their own 35-yard line. And the score now is at 14-6 with Danny Villanueva to try for the extra point. Jerry Rome holds, and the kick is good. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is WROW Music, 590, Albany, New York.
So now the Dallas Cowboys will kick off to the Green Bay Packers. Danny Villanueva does all the kicking for Dallas. He's waiting now to see the ball up on the 40-yard line. Green Bay took the opening kickoff. Beginning on their own 23, they drove downfield for a touchdown, kicked off, and when the kickoff return was fumbled by Mel Renfro and picked up by Jim Grabowski, the Packers suddenly had another touchdown as Grabowski went unmolested into the end zone from a little better than 20 yards out. So with a 14-0 deficit against them, the Dallas Cowboys refused to feel discouragement. They steadily about their business, put together a drive, and again on their own 35, and have gone across for the score. So it's now 14-7. The kickoff is in the air. Donnie Anderson going over, takes it around the 10, fumbles the ball out of bounds, and it'll be the Packers' ball, first and 10 on the 13-yard line. Donnie Anderson had to go for that football over near the sideline on the far side of the field, moving to his right. He couldn't quite make a clean catch the ball. It went from his hands out of bounds, and so the Packers start in a bit of a hole. Their own 13, first and 10. And now, Carroll Dale coming out wide to the left. Star requesting the crowd here be quiet, and they're calling for a time now to allow the crowd to settle down. Boyd Dollar's the flanker. He's set to the right side. Carroll Dale is wide to the left. And the Green Bay Packers go back into another huddle. Cowboys had a momentary double check on their defense. Fan out now as the Packers lead the huddle. Carroll Dale comes out wide to the left. Boyd Dollar wide to the right side. Elijah Pitts and Jimmy Taylor, the running back. And this is Elijah Pitts trying to walk tackle, and he makes about 1 yard. It was really bound by Leroy Jordan. Coming in fast in the middle linebacker position. He plugged up the hole and held it right there on the 13-yard line for no gain. No gain is where the progress was reported stopped, and it's second down and 10, and the line of scrimmage is still Green Bay's own 13-yard line. The Packers have the ball, and the score in the ball game is 14-7. This is Jack Breeze with Jimmy Morse, bringing you this game direct from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Single flanker out wide to the right side. Starr goes back, has good protection, throws one for Boyd Dollar. It's low, and Dollar diving can't make the catch. Incomplete.
Third down situation, Jack, as we have coming up now with 10, 11, or 12 yards. Bart Starr likes to throw to his halfback, so we might look now for a pass either to Jim Taylor or to Elijah Pitts.
Jimmy Taylor has been a very active man in the pass receiving department for the Green Bay Packers. He leads all receivers, caught 41 in the regular season of play. Dollar comes to the left side this time. Carroll Dale goes out wide to the right. Tight end is put out to the right side, and it looks like the flag goes down. It looked like Boyd Dollar broke ahead of the count, and it would be an offside against the Packers. But then with the Dallas Sharks carrying through the threat, Bart Starr back around the 6-yard line, they'll decline that penalty. Takes it down because it's fourth down. And the Packers will have to punt. And it's George Andrew, a giant of a man, at 6'7" and 255 pounds, storming in from his right end position to nail Bart Starr for the loss. So the ball is on the 6-yard line. Don Chandler going deep to do the punting. Bob Hayes and Mel Renfro are back to receive. Drive kick comes out to Bob Hayes, who takes it on the 45, gives ground back to the 43, hunting for some place to go, picks up his block, can't get around the corner, gives ground back to the 40, and then is hauled down at the 41-yard line. And that was Jim Grabowski, who recovered the fumble that started to the Green Bay Packers' second touchdown, that made the tackle over on the far side of the field as we look upon it, and it'll be first and 10 for the Cowboys on their own 41.
Jack, I might add, too, that if Hayes had been able to get around Grabowski, he had a perfect screen set up on the far side of the field. He might have gone all the way.
To 7. Green Bay in the lead, but Dallas now with the ball once again, starting on their own 41. Send Pete Jet out wide to the right. Dan Reeves goes in motion out to the right side, and on a draw play, it's given to Perkins. Perkins swinging around the left side as he flies out running for daylight, is out of bounds at the 44-yard line. It was Ray Nitschke getting him out of bounds over there for Green Bay. So it's a pickup of 3 yards. And it's second down and 7 yards to go now for the Cowboys. The ball on their own 44. This game being played under perfect conditions. The temperature in the high 70s. The bright sun is shining. And no great amount of wind. Going a little bit from left to right. It's at the back of the Dallas Cowboys right now. Leaves in motion again, but it's a pick up to Perkins. Perkins slicing off back to the right side. Goes for a big yardage and takes it down to the Green Bay 44. That's the first down with about 5 yards to spare. Tackle finally made by Leroy Caffey, the right side linebacker. Now the Dallas Cowboys on the move again. Have that ball on the Packer 44-yard line.
Jack, I might say that this Cowboy offensive outfit is running against that Packer defense like no outfit I've seen for a long time.
And unquestionably, the Cowboys have regained momentum. John Meredith back to throw. He shoots one out and completes to Dan Reeves on the 24. He's caught immediately by Chappie in front of the ground. But the ball now is down at the Green Bay Packers' 22-yard line. The Cowboys are striking back and striking back hard. The score at the present time, Green Bay 14, Dallas 7. And now the Cowboys are only 22 yards away from the Green Bay goal line. A gain of 22 yards on that play. We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter of this game. Bob Hayes comes out to the right side, beats in to the left. Both split. And Reeves moves as a right halfback now on the shift over to the right. Meredith back to throw. He's rushed, caught, and dropped at the 24-yard line. Storming through there was number 82, Lionel Aldridge. Right end on the Green Bay Packers defense. Across the yard, he was able to work his way back in the grasp of Aldridge to just short of the 23-yard line. And it's second down now and 11 yards to go. Stop running. We're down to 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. And the ball is given to Don Perkins. He flashes through, stays on his feet, and is in for a touchdown. Listen to this crowd. This game is a point away from being all tied up. A great display of poise and courage by the Cowboys, who had 2 touchdowns scored against them in a matter of seconds. Now bounce back to get through themselves, and now it's time for Denny Villanueva to try for the extra point. And the kick is good. So the score now is tied at 14-14 in this explosive game for the National Football League Championship between Dallas and Green Bay. A game it is our pleasure to bring you over the CBS Radio Network, and our further pleasure to beam across the seas around the world to our armed forces, wherever they may be, via Armed Forces Radio. And if I may be excused a private sentiment, I hope my son Barry over in Vietnam is able to tune in on this game today and enjoy it along with us. To 14 is Danny Villanueva. Tees up the ball at the 40-yard line. Donnie Anderson is back with her penalty to receive the kick. Perkins now has carried the ball 4 times and has rushed for a total of 52 yards. Think of that. Villanueva puts his toe to the football. Kick is coming short and rolls out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So it'll be kicked off once again. A penalty flag is down, however. But that penalty flag indicates the kickoff out of bounds, I'm sure, and they'll kick again from the 35-yard line. Ball is being brought back, and Villanueva will have to try it again. Villanueva's last 2 kickoffs have not been his best. Although the previous one worked out all right when it put the Packers on their own 13-yard line because it was touched by Donnie Anderson of the Packers before it went out of bounds. This one bounced on out, so now he must kick again from the 35. That brings Anderson and Anderson up to about their 7-yard line to await the kickoff. 27 seconds left to play in this first quarter, and he gives this one a ride. It's taken on the 10 by Adderley. 15 to the 20, 25. A cut back, he stumbles as he is tripped, then takes it up just across the 35 to be down on the 36-yard line by Mike Jester. First and 10 on their own 36. The Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys all tied up at 14-14. Don Perkins tying up the game for the Dallas Cowboys with a 23-yard touchdown gallop that saw him break 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage and then shoot on across for the score. Here's Jimmy Taylor coming around to the left, and he is able to fight his way up to about the 44-yard line. Warren Woodson was there to make the stop. And there is the gun. That's the end of the first period with the score Green Bay 14, Dallas 14.
find more and more Kent people, folks who are enjoying the rich, bold taste of Kent. Try a pack and discover how satisfying silver smoking can be. If you smoke a filter cigarette, try the taste of Kent.
Now we're ready to start the second quarter of play. This is Jack Trees with Jimmy Morse as we bring you this game from the Cotton Bowl of Dallas, Texas. A game that is more than living up to all its advanced billing. These two explosive teams are fighting it out at a 14-14 mark now as we start for the second quarter.
While we have just a moment, Jack, it might be interesting to note the different categories that these two teams lead in. We'll do this as we go along in the afternoon. Dallas led the NFL in most points, most first downs, and most touchdowns.
Second down and about 2.5 yards to go for the Packers. Jimmy Taylor with the ball. Penalty flags fall down, and Taylor gets the first down, starting toward the middle of the line, then drifting out to the left side. Now let's see, the preliminary signal was offside against the Cowboys. Since the penalty was more yardage than the running of Jimmy Taylor, they accept the offsides. A penalty is enough to give them a first down, but it changes it to a first down by penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Packers on their own 49. Carroll Dale comes out wide to the right side. Boyd Dollar split left. Elijah Pitts, Jim Taylor in the running backs. Star back to throw. Arches a long one for Carroll Dale, and he's got it. And in he goes for the touchdown. Cornell Green was trying to keep up with him, went for the football. The ball eluded him, went right into the arms of Carroll Dale, and Star has just completed the bomb. That one good for 56 yards and a TD.
All during the season, Carroll Dale was the Packer deep threat. He caught 37, good for 876 yards and 7 touchdowns. And he just added a 56-yarder.
So now, the try for the extra point, with the score at the moment of 20-14. Don Chandler's boot is good. Timeout is called on the field with the score. Green Bay 21, Dallas 14. So the Green Bay Packers have moved to the lead once again. This is a relentless crew of Dallas Cowboys they're facing, however. If ever a team was to be discouraged and have their play pattern upended, if not destroyed, it should have been these Cowboys, who had the Green Bay Packers score 2 touchdowns against them in a matter of seconds. But the Cowboys came back and tied up the ball game at the end of the first quarter, and then Bart Starr, here in the early moments of the second quarter, unlimbered the bomb, throwing for a 56-yard touchdown strike to Carroll Dale. Once again, the Packers moved out in front, 21-14. This battle for the championship of the National Football League. The winners who move to the Super Bowl, which will come your way over CBS 2 weeks from today. And, of course, next week we'll be in Miami, Florida, to bring you the exclusive broadcast of the playoff bowl in Miami. Ready now for the kickoff. The Green Bay Packers kicking off. Don Chandler to do the booting. Walt Garrison. Ball run for deep. Renfro is waiting for it. He takes it on the 5, 10, 15, out to the 20, still going right up the middle. He's caught across the 25 and dropped at about the 28-yard line. That was Gail Gillingham, number 68, and Ray Nitschke, number 66, combining on the side.
Talking about categories that these teams led the NFL in. Going down Dallas now, most touchdowns, 56, most touchdowns running with 29, most extra points with 56. Fewest first downs allowed by rushing, 64, and most times tackling opposing passer, a total of 60. Now the Cowboys have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. The ball is given over to Dan Reeves. Trying to get around the bend. He has too many Packers to elude. He had 1 blocker and 4 Packers, and they got to him, and he got that ball to the 29-yard line. Lionel Aldridge, the first of several to hit him for Green Bay. So the ball now is moved from the 28 to the 29 to pick up a 1 yard, and it's second down and a shade more than 9 yards to go. The Dallas Cowboys in their huddle. The Packers defense is set. They've deployed and are waiting for the Cowboys to come up to the line of scrimmage. Dallas sends T-Gent out wide to the right side. Hayes is set wide left.
Dan Reeves moving in motion out to the right as Meredith goes back to throw, takes one out to hit Pete Gent at the 39. He's tackled immediately. The pass is complete. Herb Adderley making the tackle. The ball now at the 39-yard line, and it looks like it's just enough for a first down. Yes, it is.
Meredith was the fourth leading pass receiver in the NFL in the 1966 season. He completed 177 of 344 for a total of 2,805 yards and 24 touchdowns.
First and 10. Ball on their own 39-yard line. Another forward pass. This one almost picked off by Bob Jeter, who knifed in front of Bob Hayes, but couldn't quite hold the football. A shot out to the left as Hayes flared out on the sideline pattern, and Jeter came storming through to try and pick it off. And had he gotten that football, there was nothing between him and the goal line. However, Bob Hayes was behind him, and I think the odds are pretty good he might have caught him at that.
He can go at 9-1, Jack, in the 100-yard dash.
So it's second down and 10. The ball on their own 39. Dallas Cowboys have it in the score on the ball game is Green Bay 21, Dallas 14. We're early in the second quarter of play. And Reeves in motion out to the left as Meredith goes back to throw. Has the protection. Throws to Reeves. He's all alone. He's streaking down the sideline. Jeter is after him, and Jeter makes the save. Gets him out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Bob Hayes cut to the inside on that one. And both defenders went after Hayes to double team him, and suddenly Dan Reeves, who had gone in motion out there, was all alone and lonesome. And Meredith dropped it right in his lap.
And Leroy Caffey and Willie Wood, the linebacker, Caffey on that side, and Wood, the safety man, are talking that one over because there was a mixed-up assignment on the play.
So the Cowboys are striking back again as they have the ball 21 yards away from the Packer goal line. Hand and flanker both out. Meredith gives the ball to Dan Reeves. Reeves off tackle, takes it down to the 16-yard line. He was upended by Bob Jeter. He threw a shoulder into his thigh, sent him spinning head over heels through the air. He comes down on the 16. Second down and 5 yards to go. Dallas back in the huddle. Leaving it now to get up over the ball. Bob Hayes is set to the right side this time. Pete Gent comes out to the left. Out of the I formation. The back shift, one to either side of Meredith. The handoff goes to Reeves, who's caught from behind and flung down as he gets to the 14-yard line by Ron Kostelnik, number 77, coming around from his left tackle position. Gain of 2 on the play. And it makes a third down now and 3 yards to go. The ball is on the 14. They've got to get to the 11 for a first down. And they trail by 7 points. 21-14 in favor of Green Bay. We've got just a shade under 12 minutes to play in the first half of this game. Jet going out wide to the right. Bob Hayes foot slightly to the left. Meredith rolling out to the right side, and he might roll all the way. He's going to run with that football, and he can't get the first down. He's dropped on the 12-yard line. He had to get to the 11. There was a critical tackle made in there by Willie Davis, number 87. Number 82 also went on the play, Lionel Aldridge. But the ball is on the 12, and the fans are crying, go for it, go for it. That appears to be the Tom Landry notion as well. It's fourth down and a yard to go on the 12.
There's a saying around the National Football League that if you play conservative football, all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard, you're behind. And the Dallas Cowboys certainly must feel that way because they're going to go for it. They're not playing conservative football.
They're in field goal range, but they want the TD. This is the second time today they've gone on fourth down when they could have tried the field goal. And the first down is recorded as Perkins crashes through the right side to take it to the 9-yard line. Tom Landry coached the Dallas Cowboys, making moves like a riverboat gambler. And he's got him now inside the 10. First and goal to go. Ball just short of the 9-yard line. The score 21-14. Dallas 7 points behind, and they want to get that 7 points back in one go. Hayes and Gent split out. Hayes to the left side, Gent out to the right. Dan Reeves takes the handoff, no hole at all. He puts his head down and plows into blockers and defenders alike and is able to pick up a couple of yards. Puts it down to the 7-yard line where it's second and goal to go. Gain of 2. Now the Dallas Cowboys leave their huddle. Hayes moving out as a sprint end to the left. Pete Gent flanked out to the right side. Tight end set on the right. Ball is given to Reeves. Reeves fighting, trying to hold his feet. He's caught by 3 or 4 Packers and finally hauled down inside the 5. He's down and around the 3 or 4 yard line. Willie Davis was in on that stop. Ron Kostelnik A late arrival was Willie Wood, and the 4-yard line is the stopping point. So it's third down and goal to go from 4 yards away. Frank Clark has come in, replacing Bob Hayes at end. An indication of a running shot with stronger blocking along the line. Single flanker goes out. That's Pete Gent. But a pair of strong tight ends will also provide better pass protection. That's what Meredith is getting. He floats one for Clyde, but it is caught out of bounds. Pass is incomplete. And now Danny Villanueva trots on the field. This is as far as Landry cares to gamble. The field goal attempt coming up, unless they decide to fake one, but it's rather unhandy with a kicking specialist to do any faking of a field goal. Jerry Rome, the quarterback, does the holding, however. We'll see. The score is 21-14. Green Bay leading Dallas. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first half of the game. Field goal attempt from 11 yards out. And the kick is in the air, and it is good. Timeout is called on the field with the score, Green Bay 21, Dallas 17.
You open the door, you touch a steering wheel. Not just any steering wheel. Steering wheel that moved out of your way just to let you in. A better idea you can get from Ford Motor Company. You turn the key, not just any key, but a reversible key. You've been working in the dark if you had to. A better idea you can get from Ford Motor Company. You step on the gas, you grab the stick, not just any stick shift, but a select shift. Shift through the gears manually or shift automatically. A better idea you can get from Ford Motor Company. You hear music, not just any music, but high-fidelity stereosonic tape music. A better idea you can get from Ford Motor Company. Open the door, sit in the seat, turn the key, and go. You're not driving any car. You're driving a better idea car. A 67 car from Ford Motor Company. At your Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer, where the better ideas are.
Anderson and Herb Adderley, the deep men for Green Bay. 8 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the first half of this game. 21-17 is now the score in favor of the Green Bay Packers. The kick floats through the air, taken by Adderley on the 6. He's out to the 15, through the 20. His cutback brings him to the 25. He is tripped along the 25-yard line, rolls to a halt at the 30, and it'll be first and 10 for the Packers at that point. It was Obert Logan spilling him for the Dallas Cowboys. So first and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Green Bay takes the ball. They have a 4-point lead in the game. Gerald Dale goes out wide to the left side. Boyd Dollar is flanked to the right. The ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He gets a fine block to the left, cuts inside the block, breaks loose out to the 45, to the 50. They're catching him and downing him at the Dallas Cowboy 46-yard line. Tackle finally made by Mel Renfro. Jerry Kramer pulling out of the line to lead the play, turning in a key block on the corner that really spun Mr. Pitts loose. So the ball now is at the Dallas 46-yard line. A 24-yard gallop. First and 10. Bart Starr going back to pass. He fires one out to Marv Fleming, his tight end. Fleming trying to break away from Gechter. He can't do it and is finally hauled down. Mike Gechter making the initial tackle. Chuck Hawley coming up to make sure he didn't break loose. The pass is completed and the game puts the ball down now to the 38-yard line. Starr has been very effective with his throwing, and he entered the football game as the leading passer in the NFL. During the season, he completed 156 of 251 for 257 yards and 14 touchdowns. And he's hit on 6 out of 8 in this game today. Gerald Dale wide to the left, very wide. Boyd Dollar out to the right side. Ball is given to Elijah Pitts. And Pitts had a hole open up and close on him almost as quickly as it opened. He tried to cut into that daylight, but they were closing it, and he was able to pick his way down to the 36-yard line for a pickup of 2. Third down now, and a yard to go. The Dallas Cowboys leave their defensive huddle spread out along the line of scrimmage, and here come the Packers. Wide to the left goes Carroll Dale. Flanker is Boyd Dollar. Playing fairly tight on the right side. Fake to Jimmy Taylor. Bart Starr throws to Taylor. It's complete, and Taylor takes it down to the 25. Coming in there and tackling was Willie Towns. He got to Bart Starr. but he couldn't get him down. And Bart Starr, in the grasp of Towns, was able to see Jimmy Taylor and hit him with the forward pass down to the 25-yard line. A big play for the Green Bay Packers, and a fine bit of cool-headedness displayed by Bart Starr. And it's a first down for Green Bay. Ball on the 25, first and 10, as Dale again goes wide left. Dollar out to the right. Starr back to throw, and he arches one for Earl Dale. That was much too high, and goes out of bounds, incomplete. Warren Livingston was covering on the play, keeping up with Carroll Dale. The pass was too high for either player to reach, and it's incomplete. And time is being called for a moment on the field. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the first half of this game. And what a riotous first half it has been, with the score at the present time 21-17. Jimmy Morris?
Jack, while we have a moment, we were talking a few minutes ago about the different categories that these two teams led the National Football League. Let's move over now to the Green Bay Packers and see the categories in which they led. They allowed the fewest points during the NFL season with a total of 163. The fewest yards allowed passing, a total of 1,959. They led the league in percentage of passes completed with 60.7. They had the fewest interceptions with 5. They had the fewest penalties with 57. And, of course, that's where Vince Lombardi likes to excel. He doesn't want his team to make mistakes. They had the most yards on interceptions with 547. They had the most touchdowns on interceptions, a total of 6. They had the fewest touchdowns permitted, a total of 17. And the fewest touchdowns rushing, 10, and the fewest touchdowns passing, 7. So you can see that both the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers led in many, many categories in National Football League play during 1966. That, of course, is the reason they're playing here in this championship game in the Cotton Bowl today. And the passing records attest to the excellence of play here. Each quarterback has now completed 7 out of 10. Starr and Meredith. Bart Starr now with the ball, gives it over to Elijah Pitts. Pitts on a cross punt starting from the right halfback position, cutting over to the left side, is able to work his way down to about the 22-yard line. There he's hauled down by Dave Edwards and Leroy Jordan. Pick up a 3 on the play. And it is now third down and about 7 yards to go. Packers gather in the huddle around Bart Starr. He has the play called. They move up to the line of scrimmage as the Dallas Cowboys fan out defensively. Starr back to throw. And he hits one for Elijah Pitts. He took his eye off the ball a moment too soon. It hit him in the hands, but he couldn't hold it. Drops to the ground incomplete, and this will be a field goal attempt. Don Chandler to kick by the Green Bay Packers as they come to fourth down, and still that's 7 yards to go. The ball around the 22-yard line between the 23 and 22. The kick will be attempted from the area of the 30-yard line. Bart Starr will hold, and it looks like they are going to kick from exactly the 30-yard line. And the kick is partially blocked. As Mike Gexter came shooting through there, got a hand on the football, and rolled down into the end zone for the touchback. Another little specialty that the Dallas Cowboys have, blocking field goal attempts. They're pretty clever with it, and that time they were able to shoot Mike Gexter through. He got his hand on the kick and blocked it. And so it is first and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys on the 20, with the score unchanged at 21-17. 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of this game. The Dallas Cowboys trailing Green Bay by 4 points. End and time for both out. Slot back is made out of Dan Reeves as he shifts over to the right side. Meredith back to throw. Pumps once, then lets go the bounce of Bobby Hayes. And it is a shade too long. Bob Jeter was closest to the football. He made a diving attempt at it as the Green Bay defender, but couldn't get it. It's incomplete. I happened to be watching Jeter on that particular play. Hayes faked to stop and go, then decided to go, but Jeter back there was playing it very, very cautious. He stayed about 10 yards deep and didn't come up at all when Hayes stopped. So as a result, when Hayes did go deep, Jeter was in position about 45 yards down the field.
Second down and 10 on the 20-yard line. Penalty flag. There may have been some contact ahead of the snap. And they'll be rising the Dallas Cowboys, which is back to the 15-yard line. Referee Tommy Bell comes over to indicate the signal as illegal procedure. So it'll be second down still for the Dallas Cowboys, but now with a much tougher 15 yards to go. Bob Hayes put out on either side. A draw play to Perkins, and it caught the Packers in a blitz. Perkins went shooting right by the blitzers and put that ball out to the 25-yard line. That makes it third down and 5. Cowboys out of the huddle. Line of scrimmage, their own 25-yard line. A little better than 4 minutes left to play in the second quarter of the game. Green Bay in front, 21-17. End around with Curtis Norman trying to get around the bend and chased and nailed by Willie Davis, sliding out from his left-hand position. He's knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So they're a yard short of a first down. But this time they're deep in their own territory. So they will be punting. And we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is WROW Music, 590, Albany, New York.
Now in punt formation. Willie Wood. And it looks like Tom Brown back to receive the punt. Knowing the way to do the kicking. Well, it's Donnie Anderson back there, but neither one going for the football. It was a high punt that was dropping a little short and is allowed to bounce. And it didn't take much of a bounce in favor of anybody. It hit the ground about the 42-yard line and bounced laterally to roll right along the 42 and come to a halt at about the 41.5. So it'll be Green Bay's ball, first and 10. We'll call it their own 42-yard line. Clock running, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Green Bay 21, Dallas 17, and Green Bay has the football. Ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He moves quickly on that crossbuck again, starting from a right halfback running position, going across the left side of the line, cutting through the left guard hole to take it down to the 46-yard line. So it'll be second down and 6 yards to go. They'll pick up a 4 on the play. Ball on their own 46, 54 yards away from the Dallas Cowboy goal line. Garavale wide to the left. Boyd Dollar out to the right side. Elijah Pitts, Jimmy Taylor, the running backs. Draw play to Jimmy Taylor. Taylor is caught and nailed along the line of scrimmage and then flung back. Lost a yard back to the 45. So it's third down now and 7 yards to go. Big third down for Bart Starr. 2.5 minutes left to play in the half. Packers leading by 4 points. From a Green Bay standpoint, not at all a comfortable lead. Playing to move out. Packers ready to go. Bart Starr dropping back. Sees a target again. That pass is blocked as it leads his in. Coming in there was Willie Towns. He got a hand up and caught that ball to the earth. These are massive men. George Andrews, a great rusher, is 6'7". Willie Towns is 6'4". Bob Lilly is 6'5". When they get in there, it's like trying to throw over a forest. Fourth down. Packers will have to kick the ball to the Dallas Cowboys with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the half. Have still a chance to do something about their trailing position. 21-17 is the score in favor of Green Bay. Chandler back to front. Gives the ball a ride. And Bob Hayes takes it, gives ground back to the 7 and is caught back at the 7-yard line. Moving through after him was Doug Hart. Bob Hayes cut that ball around the 10 and tried to get away from Hart. But Hart kept right after him and found him just inside the 7. Well, it's actually a little closer to the 6, so let's call it that. First and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys, 94 yards away from the Green Bay goal line. 2 minutes left in the game, and time is called while the officials give either bench the 2-minute warning. So while that time is out, let's take a look at the statistical story as we have it. Don Meredith, 7 completions in 11 attempts. Starr, 7 out of 12. Dan Reeves for the Cowboys has carried the ball 11 times for a total of 50 yards rushing. Don Perkins 4 times for a total of 52 yards rushing. Jimmy Taylor has carried the ball 3 times. His rushing total is 11 yards. Elijah Pitts has carried the ball 4 times. His rushing total is 33 yards. There have been 10 first downs by the Dallas Cowboys so far in this half. There have been 9 first downs by the Green Bay Packers so far in this half. Cowboys have the ball now on their own 6-yard line with 2 minutes to play in the first half, and the score is 21-14 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. This is Jack Drees with Jimmy Morse as we speak to you high up on the rim of the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, on a beautiful day for football. The winner of this game goes on to the Super Bowl to play the American Football League champion, the Kansas City Chiefs, who earlier today defeated Buffalo for the AFL title 31-7. Next week, our CBS microphones will be bringing you the NFL playoff bowl between Baltimore and Philadelphia from the Orange Bowl in Miami. And then 2 weeks from today, we'll journey out to Los Angeles in this mammoth Coliseum to bring you the biggest game of all, the Super Bowl. The NFL and AFL champions meeting in an historic first event. First and 10 now as the Cowboys are ready to put the ball in play. Penalty flags go down as a charge ahead of the snap was enacted. And once again, it looked like the penalty will be against the Cowboys, with one of the linemen coming up from a three-point stance and drawing the Packers across the line of scrimmage ahead of the snap. So half the distance to the goal line now, since they were that close in, gives them 3 yards. The illegal procedure sign is given by Tommy Bell.
When you're deep in the shadow of your own goalpost like this, obviously you don't have the flexibility of play calling, but every once in a while they try and throw that long touchdown pass right from here, so let's see what happens.
First and 13, the ball is given to Dan Reeves. Reeves is able to find a hold-off tackle to the left and take it out to the 9-yard line before he's hauled down by Willie Wood, the safety man, and Bob Jeter, the halfback. The ball now is at the 9. So it'll be second down and about 8 yards to go. Second and about 8. Between 7 and 8. A long 7, a short 8 yards to go. Hayes comes out to the left side. Gent goes out to the right. Clock is running. 1:25 left to play in the half. Green Bay in front, 21-17. Dan Reeves goes in motion out to the right. The flow of the play is sent in the opposite direction as Perkins has the handoff and cuts back to the left and is able to work his way out to around the 14-yard line. Ball at the 13. Ball at the 13 to pick up 4 more yards, and it'll be third down now. And about 4 yards, 3.5 yards to go. Perkinson 5 carries. There's now 56 yards rushing. One of his rushes was for a touchdown. And the ball is given to Perkins once again. He is almost caught behind the line of scrimmage, but spins free. And now let's see if he got up far enough for a first down. He got up around that 17-yard line. Let's see if he made it. We're going to call for a measurement. They're indicating it is a first down. The clock is still running. We're now down to 30 seconds left to play in the first half of the game. Score 21-17. Green Bay out in front. Dallas has the ball on their own 17-yard line. 83 yards away from the Green Bay goal line, and the clock is running. We're getting down now to 10 seconds left to play. Meredith goes back. It's a draw play to Perkins. Perkins slicing out to the right side is able to work his way up to the 22. Down to 1 second, no seconds. And there is the gun. The gun sounds, ending the first half with the score, Green Bay 21, Dallas 17. So the teams go off the field after a first half of play that was completely thrilling. Playing under perfect conditions. With dry footing, both these teams have been able to execute beautifully. Their receivers have been able to break into the open. Their defenders have been able to cover. Their runners have had good traction, and they've been moving well. And so each team displaying a balanced attack. If anything, surprising us a little bit on the part of the Dallas Cowboys, whose running game has been superb. And they were expected to stay mainly in the air. But they've been able to run against the Green Bay Packers and run well. The leading runner in the game belonging to the Dallas Cowboys in Don Perkins. And in this first half of play, the Dallas Cowboys likewise were able to come back from near disaster when Green Bay scored twice within seconds. Go back to the present margin. Halftime, 21-17. The Green Bay Packers in that precarious lead over the Dallas Cowboys in this battle for the National Football League Championship. It's halftime, and here to usher you through the halftime festivities, and I can assure you they'll be spectacular, is Jimmy Morse.
Thank you, Jack Drees. I think the first thing we should do at this point is recap that scoring in the first half, because certainly it's been a surprise to the 75 or 80,000 fans here in the Cotton Bowl this afternoon, and the millions of people watching it on television and listening to this football game on the CBS radio network. The Green Bay Packers took the opening kickoff down the field, finally scored on a 17-yard pass, going from Bart Starr to Elijah Pitts. Chandler kicked the extra point. With 10:51 remaining in the first period, the Packers were out in front by the score of 7-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Mel Renfro fumbles. Grabowski for Green Bay picked the ball up at the 20-yard line, ran it in for the touchdown. So with only 11 seconds elapsed between touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers, Chandler kicked, and the Packers led 14-0. However, the Dallas Cowboys came right back with the next kickoff. They scored on a 3-yard run by Dan Reeves. Villanueva kicked that extra point, and with 4:27 remaining in the first period, the score was Green Bay 14 and the Dallas Cowboys 7. Cowboys scored again, this time with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. On a 23-yard run by Don Perkins, Villanueva once again kicked the extra point, and the score was 14-14 at the end of the first period. Then in the second quarter, with 14:49 remaining in the half, a 56-yard pass going from Bart Starr to Carroll Dale made it 21-14 Green Bay Packers when Chandler kicked the extra point. However, the Cowboys were not to be denied. They took the next kickoff all the way down the field. Their drive was stalled, however, at the 4-yard line, so Villanueva came in and kicked an 11-yard field goal. So the halftime score we have is the Green Bay Packers 21 and the Dallas Cowboys 17. Down on the field now, we have the Tyler Junior College Apache Band and the internationally famous Apache Bells. The presentation here at the Cotton Bowl. Let's go down and see if we can pick up some of that music. Bell director this afternoon is Mrs. Eva Saunders. The director of dance and choreography is Al Gilliam, and the Apache band director is Edwin Fowler. Apache Bells have traveled all over the country to give performances. Florida, California. Bowl game appearances are numerous. They've been featured in the New Year's Day Sugar Bowl game several times since 1950, twice in Pasadena's Little Rose Bowl, and they've performed in 5 Texas Bowls: the Dallas Cotton Bowl, Houston's Bluebonnet Bowl, and also in the Milk Bowl. The Bells are particularly noted for their precision dancing, and they're screened in addition to dancing ability for beauty, charm, and poise. And they learn the basic modeling, correct posture, good grooming, proper dress and makeup, and the social graces that aid in personality development. And a fine show they're putting on here this afternoon in the Cotton Bowl at Dallas. Let's take a look at these halftime statistics. Unofficially, we have Don Meredith completing 7 of 11 passes. In the rushing department, Dan Reeves has carried 12 times, good for 56 yards. Don Perkins has carried 7 times, good for 69 yards. One of those, a 23-yard gallop for a Cowboy touchdown. In the pass receiving department, Bob Hayes for Dallas has caught 1, Pettis Norman has caught 1, Pete Gent has caught 3, and Dan Reeves has caught 2. For the Green Bay Packers, Bart Starr has completed 7 out of 12. So he, of course, is very close to Meredith, who has completed 7 out of 11. In the rushing department, Jimmy Taylor has picked up only 11 yards in 3 carries, and Elijah Pitts has carried 4 times, good for 33 yards. In the pass receiving department, Carol Dale has caught 2. One of those, the 56-yard touchdown pass from Bart Starr. Fleming has caught 1. Elijah Pitts has caught 2. One of those for a touchdown is Jimmy Taylor has also caught 2. Unofficially, the Dallas Cowboys have 11 first downs in the first half, and the Green Bay Packers have 9. And once again, we're being entertained on the field by the Tyler Junior College Apache Band. And I might add that the Apache Bell Princess down there, his name is Sherry McGinney. Good Irishman. We have very colorful floats now entering from the tunnel at the south end of the field. 2 teepees also down on the field now at the right side. And going around the field now on a very beautiful paint horse is the Indian Princess, Kendrick Craig, on Chief King. Also on the field at the present time is Miss Texas Rodeo, Sandra Palokas, from Grapevine, Texas. Shadows cast here at the Cotton Bowl now. The sun dips low behind us, and it's cooling down just a little bit on about 80,000 people as they view this football game at the Cotton Bowl here in Dallas. If you joined us late, the Packers have the lead at halftime by the score of 21-17 over the Cowboys. Packers race to a quick lead in this football game with 10:39 remaining in the first quarter. They had the lead 14-0. Very exciting football game. Pageantry here at the Cotton Bowl. Beautiful floats now circling the far side of the field. Jimmy, while these floats, which were such a spectacular part of the annual Cotton Bowl parade, circle the field, I'd like to pick your football knowledge a little bit. I've been sitting here trying to figure out what either the Cowboys or Packers would change for the second half, but everything seems to be working for each team. I certainly can't see any great offensive changes being called for by either team. No, I certainly can't either, Jack. One of the things that certainly surprised me during the first half is the ease with which both the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers were able to move against their respective defenses. Now, both of these teams have excellent defenses, as you well know. The Packers led the National Football League in many categories defensively, and likewise, the Dallas Cowboys were very strong defensively. So that's the one thing that has amazed me so far in this football game, that both teams have been able to move that football as well as they have. If we do see any changes or radical differences here in the second half, I think it might be along those lines with both teams making adjustments defensively.
Well, I think it could be certainly said that each coach has a pretty strong line on the coaching philosophy of the other. They were both on the coaching staff of the New York Giants when Vince Lombardi was the offensive coach and Tom Landry the defensive coach, and then moved from there to their respective head coaching positions. That long time of common employment, so to speak, probably serving them a pretty good stead right now.
I'm sure you're right, Jack. One of the things I know that has bothered the Green Bay Packers defensively so far in the ball game is when Dan Reeves goes in motion in that Cowboy backfield. If they make an adjustment toward the motion, the Cowboys have been coming back the other way. And if they make no adjustment, then they've been going in the direction of the motion. So the Green Bay defense, I believe, has been a little bit baffled by that thus far.
I noticed, too, that the Dallas Cowboys are using the concern of Green Bay over Bob Hayes to good advantage. Hayes has caught but one pass. However, he has sprung the others loose. Norman has caught one. Pete Gent has caught 3. Dan Reeves has caught 2. Reeves has been particularly able to take advantage of double teaming on Bob Hayes to get in behind the double team and be loose over near one sideline or the other. The pass receptions for the Green Bay Packers are pretty well even out. Carol Dale has caught 2. Elijah Pitts has caught 2. Jimmy Taylor has caught 2. And Marv Fleming, the tight end, has caught 1. I would say, too, that probably both teams are working at what might be termed the peak of efficiency because of the great additional meaning of this game. Naturally, it's a matter of great pride for either of these teams to be crowned the National Football League champion, but they are also then in a position to look ahead a couple of weeks from today to the immense football spectacular of the Super Bowl when they'll meet Kansas City, the champions of the American Football League, who won their game against Buffalo 31-7 earlier today. And it will be something more than a pure artistic performance and appearance, because the winning players in that game are guaranteed $15,000. Now, this is going to be a record cut-up here, Jimmy. I think it's going to hit $8,500 per player. The previous record high for a winner's individual share was something over $8,000, achieved in Cleveland a few years back. This one will move to a new record high of $8,500. We'll add that to $15,000. And it's quite easy to see why very practical reasons call for a superior performance today.
And those two together, Jack, I'm sure will add up to more than many of the players around both leagues drawing salary in 1 year.
Which may come as a shock to some people with all the highly advertised bonuses and contracts of the very high draft choices. Speaking of drafting, of course, with the merger of the two leagues, we're coming up to a common draft for the first time. And I think the Dallas Cowboys are in the number one position, really, in National Football League, right, maybe right with the Green Bay Packers, but to maintain a high quality of talent inflow. Whereas the Green Bay Packers have been able to trade for draft choices and get up there high in the draft list, the Dallas Cowboys have done a remarkable job with free agents. I believe there's a total of 14 playing with these Cowboys, which indicates an exceptional scouting system to find these loose players that nobody notices or knows about, bring them on to regular play with their squad.
And along those lines, Jack, prior to Mel Renfro moving back into that defensive secondary, in other words, when he was playing offense at the beginning of this year, the entire deep secondary for the Dallas Cowboys were all free agents, which in itself certainly would have to be classed as amazing. You were talking about Dan Reeves a few moments ago. Coach Tom Landry made the statement prior to this game that if he had to pick out 2 or 3 players that have meant the Eastern Division Championship to the Dallas Cowboys, that Dan Reeves would certainly have to be one of them, along with Tony Liscio, Bob Hayes, and certainly Don Meredith, who has had a tremendous year for the Cowboys.
Well, I would say that the Dallas Cowboys look through a microscope at the nation's collegiate football talent. Visiting the Cowboys offices here in Dallas, I walked into what they call their scouting room, and it was unbelievable. It looked really like a law library in a very large legal firm. Just shelves surrounding a room, maybe 6, 7 shelves high, completely filled with books of scouting reports and individual talent. It was an astonishing thing to look at, and far beyond anything I'd ever seen, and I've been in several professional football clubs' offices. Most impressive to see the lengths to which they go to corral information on football players that has certainly served them in good stead, and perhaps is indicative of a way to go for the newest teams in the NFL. The Atlanta Falcons, who have concluded their first year and did very well, winning 3 ball games in this very difficult National Football League competition. And now next year New Orleans is coming in. And it's of interest to note that Bedford Wynn, one of the owners and officers of the Dallas Cowboys, is relinquishing his holdings here and is moving into the ownership group of the New Orleans franchise. So he'll bring the experiences of Dallas and their ability to get good football players apart from the draft over to the New Orleans operation. And I think our friends in the Crescent City can look forward to perhaps faster success than they had reason to hope for with that knowledge coming to them.
Jack, you made the comment a few moments ago about the astuteness in which Green Bay Packer coach Vince Lombardi has been able to trade away players for high draft choices. I don't have the official figures with me at hand. However, coming to my memory now, I believe Vince has 2 first-round draft choices in this common draft, 3 in the second round, and 5 more in the ensuing 3 rounds. So I think he has 10 choices in the first 5 rounds.
And he hasn't even begun to do business with the American Football League yet. Well, a great show you here are the Dallas Cowboys coming out on the field, threading their way through the last of the Cotton Bowl parade floats that are leaving the gridiron and heading for the tunnel entrance at the south end of the stadium to move on out. Spectacular, colorful floats and immense floats. Many indeed so long that they have to be hinged in order to make a turn. The Cowboys have come on the field. The score here at halftime is 21-17. Green Bay leading Dallas by what is a most skimpy margin, if the first half of play can be any indicator.
Take a look now at the official first half statistics. Quite an even football game. The Dallas Cowboys have a total yards gain of 222. The Green Bay Packers 179. Dallas net yards gained rushing 120 to 78 for the Green Bay Packers. In the passing department, yards gained passing net 102 for Dallas and 101 for the Green Bay Packers. So we have a pretty even football game. 13 first downs for Dallas and 8 for the Green Bay Packers. Both the Packers and the Dallas Cowboys have returned to the field. The Packers on the far side and the Dallas Cowboys on the near side, as these beautiful floats here at the Cotton Bowl prepare to leave the field. Football game will be underway in just a few moments. And if you joined us late, it's halftime, and the Green Bay Packers are leading the Dallas Cowboys by the score of 21-17. You can see Vince Lombardi on the far side of the field in the tan coat, pacing back and forth. He looks like a worried man from here, but also, I don't know if you can look worried and confident at the same time, but I think if you can possibly do that, I think that's how Lombardi looks. And we'll be back with the second half kickoff. Jack, in just a moment. Here's exciting news for the women in our audience. The greatest advance in starch since it first appeared in an aerosol can. It renews its new exclusive empty-all valve, specially designed to get every last ounce of starch out of the can. Renews its spray starch never quits in the middle of an ironing. You get all the starch you paid for every time. And it makes ironing a breeze. No mixing, no dampening. You just spray, then iron. And Renews its spray starch never sticks to your iron. Wait till you see the new life and body it gives your cottons and other washables. Get Renews its spray starch with a new exclusive empty-all valve today. And also get acquainted with Renews It air fresheners. The air freshener that even a man can appreciate. 5 delightful fragrances to choose from: lavender, fragrant, pine, bouquet, bath, and powder room. Just spray. Unpleasant odors away and fast. Buy Renews It spray starch and Renews It air fresheners, both with a good housekeeping seal. You'll find them at your favorite grocery, drug, variety, and department stores. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is WROW Music, 590 Albany, New York.
Cowboys huddling around their head coach, Tom Landry, down here on the near side of the field. And they're preparing now to go out. They'll be receiving here. That second half action will be getting underway in just a few moments. They'll defend the goal to our right, which is the south goal. Green Bay will kick off and defend the goal to our left, which is the north goal. And so, with the second half action just about to get underway, once again, to bring you all the exciting play-by-play is Jack Dries.
And the Dallas Cowboys now move back to receive the kick. Mel Renfro going back there. See who is working partner. It'll be Walt Garrison. That's the customary kickoff return duo for the Dallas Cowboys. Now Chandler to kick off. Has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. We're ready to begin the second half of play. The score in this championship game, 21-17 in favor of Green Bay. The Packers are kicking off. Crowd on their feet. Chandler moves into the football, gives the high end over and ride to the 2-yard line. It's taken there by Walt Garrison out to the 15, now to the 20. He swings to his right at the 25, tries to fight loose, but is hauled down at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys at that point. Ray Nitschke coming in to make the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. The ball on the 30-yard line now. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Dallas. Don Perkins, Dan Reeves in the running back positions. Big Champ wide to the left, Bob Hayes out to the right side. Meredith at quarterback. Reeves going in motion. A pitch out goes to Perkins, moving in the same way to the left. And Perkins going off tack to the left is able to move that ball for a gain of 4 yards up to the 34.
One defensive adjustment made that particular time by the Green Bay Packers. They moved into an odd defense, which would mean that they had a man on the head of the center. That, however, I would believe would be a temporary adjustment. I would expect them to go back to the standard 4-3 pro defense.
out wide to the right side. Hayes set to the left this time. The ball is given to Reeves. Reeves is caught behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss of about a yard. He's dropped on the 33-yard line. Coming in there to make the stop was Lionel Aldridge, crashing through from his right end position, helped out by the right side linebacker, Leroy Cappy. So the ball at the 33. And it's third down now and 7 yards to go. Meredith, many times in a situation such as this with third and about 7 yards to go, likes to roll out and either run or throw that football. So let's see what happens. Dan Reeves is shifted to a flanker position out wide to the left. Reeves looking, or Meredith looking, throws and hits Curtis Norman out on the right side. Norman is out of bounds on the 40-yard line. That's right at the first down point. Now let's see how tight a fit that is. They're going to have to bring the chains across to measure the width of the yard line. The width of the painted 40-yard stripe might be the difference here. The officials carrying the chains have to make the track across the entire width of the field. They're set along the near sideline. The ball was out of bounds at the far sideline. And that is the situation. They've got about 3 inches to go for a first down. And early in the second half, with just inches to go, Danny Villanueva's coming out. Fourth down and inches, and the Cowboys, who twice went for it with a yard and the previous time a yard and a half in the first half, are going to ostensibly boot it with about 3 inches to go here early in the second half. But certainly the game situation is vastly different than it was in the first half, as the Cowboys are just 4 points behind. Villanueva gives the ball its ride, but it's not too good a kick. It comes down on the 36 and then takes the bobble over to the sidelines and goes out of bounds at the Green Bay Packer 30. And it'll be first and 10 on the 30-yard line for Green Bay. Cowboys defensive unit now coming out of the field as the Green Bay offense takes over. This is a critical period in the game. More often than not, the team that can score first in the third quarter is the team that's going to win the ball game. And now the Dallas Cowboys have been unable to do anything on their first time with the ball, and they give it over to the Green Bay Packers. And it's a handoff going to Elijah Pitts, who tracks into the line to pick up maybe 2 yards. He ran into a tough wall of the Dallas defense. Willie Towns, George Andrew in on that stop. Jim Calden picked up 1 yard. The ball is put down at the 31-yard line, and it's second down and 9 yards to go for the Green Bay Packers. Second and 9 on their own 31. And the flanker both out. Barksdale throws one up the middle, and it's almost picked off by Mel Renfro. Mark Running, the tight end, was the target. Renfro matched in front of him, couldn't quite get the football. Knocked it down to make it an incomplete forward pass. So it's third down and 9 yards to go now for Green Bay. The deep receivers just getting back to the Green Bay Packer huddle. Now they're all gathered around Bart Starr. Dallas has their defense set.
Well, Taylor and Fitz were in the pass pattern that last time, and Taylor was open, so let's see if he goes back to the huddle and tells Starr.
Starr is back to throw. He slipped. Throws to Boyd Dollar. Dollar had the ball, rolled down to the ground, and flew out of his hands to go out of bounds. But the ruling is that it was completed inbounds and then was fumbled out of bounds. And the completion at the 41-yard line. That was a tough throw for Bart Starr to make. He slipped. Had to pick himself up and then get off a hurried throw. And it's completed at the 41-yard line where it'll be first and 10. Boyd Dollar takes the rest on the sideline after that big spill. Max McGee has come in to replace it. Bart Starr calling for quiet. The crowd here outnumbering the Packer rooters, although they are here in some strength, booing the decision on that one, which ruled that a completed forward pass.
It appears that on that catch, that Dollar injured his shoulder just a little bit. However, it doesn't look serious.
Waiting for the crowd to quiet down, which they are doing now, but wait till the Packers come out of the huddle up to the ball once again. They're saving their noise for when it counts. Ready to go now, the ball on the Packers' 41-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. And the crowd sets it up again. Bart Starr asks for quiet. Now they settle down a bit, and he's ready to go. gives the ball to Jimmy Taylor. Taylor on the sweep, going around wide to the left, and he is out of bounds as he gets out to the 46-yard line. Knocked out of bounds over there by George Andrew, the right end, floating out with the play, and Warren Livingston coming up from his halfback position. So it's a pickup of 5. And it makes it second down and 5 yards to go for Green Bay. Packers now at their own 46-yard line, 54 yards away from the Dallas Cowboy goal line. Out of the huddle, in the flanker ball out. Carroll wide to the right. Max McGee is flipped to the left. The ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He's trapped and nailed for a loss. Back at the 44-yard line, a loss of 2. Mike Hector, number 27, coming fast from the safety position. And Leroy Jordan up from middle linebacker, combined to bring him down. So that makes a third down now and 7 yards to go. With the ball back at the Green Bay 44-yard line. Wide left goes Carroll Dale. Archstar looking for Dale, throws, hits him down on the Dallas 45-yard line, and Carroll Dale is really nailed in a pincer tackle. Warren Livingston was there, and Leroy Jordan coming across, shot at him from the other side, and they put him down at the 45-yard line in a jarring jolt. But he has made the first down. And now the situation is getting tense indeed for the Dallas Cowboys. For this critical first score in the third quarter is now moving to within the grasp, at least, of the Green Bay Packers as they got the ball in Cowboy territory. Bob Long has come in, and he is flanked out wide to the left. The ball is given to Jimmy Taylor. He cracks up the middle, fights for every precious inch, and churns his way through 3 Dallas tacklers to take that ball to the 40-yard line. Pick up of 4 yards, and a tough 4 yards it was. Leroy Jordan, the middle linebacker, finally bringing him down. So second down now. About 5 yards to go.
And the Packers appear now to be doing what they do best, and that's exercise ball control. If they can continue that, it'll be tough to beat.
Starr goes back to throw once again. Throws one out to Bob Long. Long makes the catch at the 30 and is banged out of bounds by Warren Livingston. He's out of bounds at the 31. That's enough for another first down. Green Bay first and 10 on the Dallas Cowboys 31-yard line. Starr has now hit 10 out of 16 passes. And he has the ball 31 yards away from the Dallas Cowboy goal line. 9 minutes and 21 seconds left to play in the third quarter of this game. The score 21-17 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. End and flanker both out. And the ball is given to Jimmy Taylor. He has a whole off tackle, gets through it, gets down inside the 25, is dropped at the 23-yard line. That was Chuck Howley, number 54. And Warren Livingston, number 41, coming up from his halfback position to combine on the tackle. But now they've got 23 yards to go to that goal line. And it's second down and 2 yards to go. Taylor going for 8 yards. 32 yards and 7 carries for Jimmy Taylor. Long, a lone flanker out to the right side. Otherwise, pretty tight line formation. The ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He fumbles. Who got it? It looks like that football was George Andrew. George Andrew, number 66, the right end, got the loose football. And that is a big, big break for the Dallas Cowboys. He jammed out wide to the right. Bobby Hayes wide to the left side. Ron Perkins becomes a slapback to the right. The ball is given over to Dan Reeves. He goes to the right side, squirms through, virtually no hole at all, but does squirm through and gets out to the 25-yard line. Beginning on the 21, they're now at the 25, a pickup of 4 yards, and it's second down and 6 yards to go. And they're calling for a timeout down on the field. Timeout is called on the field with the score, Green Bay 21, Dallas 17.
It's a moon, moon, moon to a pirate. It's a cold doubloon to a shooter. It's her dad consent to a smoker. It's a Kent. The lace of Kent. The lace of Kent. The lace of Kent. More taste, fine tobacco. To a racer. It's the extra feed to a gardener. It's a magic feed to a jumper. It's a slow descent to a smoker. It's a Kent.
Only Kent puts rich, full tobacco taste through the Kent filter for the most satisfying taste in smoking today.
More taste by tobacco.
If you smoke a filter cigarette, try the taste of Kent.
Now we're just about ready to put the ball back in play. The ball is at the 25-yard line. It'll be second down and 6 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys. Blunted a Green Bay Packers drive with a recovered fumble on their own 21-yard line. Now held on their own 25. Hayes wide to the left. Peachin out to the right side. Don Meredith at quarterback. Shifts his backfield. Reeves coming over to a left halfback position. He gives the ball to Don Perkins. Perkins trying to find running room to the outside. He's hemmed in and dropped at the 25-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage. Dave Robertson, number 89, completely hemming him in over there and bringing him down. And puts the ball on the 25. Third down and still 6 yards to go. Critical third down for Don Meredith and the Dallas Cowboys now. And he switches his end and flanker, puts Bob Hayes on the near sideline. They're playing along the right hash marks. And out to the left is Pete Gent. The throw is up the middle. And the throw is completed to Frank Clark, who's come in at the tight end. He gathers that football in at the 38-yard line. Is dropped immediately by Willie Wood and Herb Adderley, but he had the catch. And the ball is at the 38. That's a first down for the Dallas Cowboys, and a big one. 9 completions out of 13 attempts for Don Meredith. Gent is coming out to the left side. Bob Hayes off to the right. Frank Clark playing the tight end is set to the left. Makes Gent a flanker. Slot back is sent over to the right side as Meredith throws on a little flare pattern that Bob Hayes looked away from. Pass was a shade low, coming in about knee-high, but he had his hands on the ball and started to look away to see which way he'd go, and it slithered out of his hands to fall incomplete. Second down now and 10 yards to go at the 38. Hayes head down, coming back into the huddle. Now they're setting the play. Out of the huddle, Gent coming out very wide to the left side. Hayes playing fairly tight to the right. Meredith on the draw, gets to Don Perkins. Big opening. He is through and down across the 6-yard line. Perfectly executed draw play. Takes it to the Packer 49. Tackle made by Willie Wood and Herb Adderley.
That short pass to Hayes a few moments ago, anytime he runs a short pattern like that, you almost have to wonder if he's not setting up something deep. He likes to get that halfback. In that case, it was Adderley over on the far side of the field, or Jeter on this side if he runs a short pattern here. As I say, anytime he runs that short pattern, you wonder if he might be setting up the deep one.
Now they're ready to go. Meredith on the draw, gives it this time to Dan Reeves, and Reeves cannot get away from Dave Robinson. He's storming in there to nail him at the 47-yard line. So it's a pickup of 2 yards. Second down and 8 yards to go. We have a little less than 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. The score is Green Bay 21, Dallas 17. That was the score at halftime, as neither team has been able to get across the goal line or put one through the upright here thus far in the second half. Gent wide to the left once again. He is out to the right side, put about 5 yards. He's on the near sideline as they're playing off the right-hand hash marks. There's a throw to Hayes again, and this one was too low. Coming in right at his shoe tops, he couldn't hold it. Pass incomplete, makes it 3rd and 8. And the officials are taking a timeout once again. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left to play. In the third quarter, timeout is called on the field with the score Green Bay 21, Dallas 17. Timeout, still Jimmy Morris. We do have to think of the now increasing importance of that first score in the second half. Whoever makes it will have an advantage in this game.
That's certainly true, Jack, and we're seeing action here in the second half directly opposite of that which we watched in the first half. Plenty of scoring in the first quarter of this football game. 2 touchdowns by both teams. Now here there's only 5 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and neither team has been able to score thus far. So the defenses are tightening up just a little bit here in this football game.
Both these teams use pretty much basic defenses. There isn't a great amount of blitzing being done by either one. They play quite standard defenses, and the adjustments defensively they make are gentle ones. Now we're about ready to put the ball in play once again. The line of scrimmage is the Green Bay 47-yard line. The Dallas Cowboys are in possession. And they have it now on a third down and 8 yards to go situation. A big third down facing Don Meredith again.
And Meredith has yet to roll out in this situation, and I know he likes to, so let's see if he does it this time.
Bob Hayes is set out now on the wide side of the field. He's got lots of running room to the left. Meredith goes back to throw, has the protection, arches the pass, takes it out there, complete. Dan Reeves making the catch, and forward progress rule stopped, I believe, at the 37-yard line of Green Bay, and it's enough for a first down. 38-yard line. Enough for a first down. Willie Wood making the tackle. 10 completions now out of 16 attempts for Don Meredith, and he's come through it 2 consecutive third down clutch situations.
And talking about Reeves, not only is he an excellent rusher, he carried for 757 yards during his season, but he caught 41 passes for an additional 557.
All set to go now as they're up over the ball. End and flanker out. Dan Reeves in motion to the right side. Meredith rolling out to the right, looking for someone to throw to. Can't find him. He's going to run. He's down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Willie Wood over there to nudge him out of bounds. A pretty enthusiastic nudge, I might say. But the ball is at the 26, and that's enough for a first down. The Dallas Cowboys are rolling with Don Meredith taking that ball on a rollout. And with running room available down the right-hand sideline, he kept right on going. Now they're in their huddle. Here they come out of it now, moving up over the line of scrimmage. Pete Gent is set out to the right side. Bob Hayes to the left. The score in this ball game is Green Bay 21, Dallas 17. But Dallas is now 26 yards away from the Green Bay Packer goal line. Meredith on the draw play gives to Don Perkins, and he's hauled down immediately by Ron Kostelnik, who came storming through from the tackle position and got him before he could really get rolling. He picked up a yard. He's at the 25-yard line, and there's second down now and 9 yards to go for the Cowboys.
The tempo of the game itself, Jack, seems to have slowed down. In the first half, they were popping out of that huddle and up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. The defense was always set in a hurry, and now it's just the opposite here in the second half. They're taking plenty of time.
Dan Reeves has shifted over into a slot back position to the right side. Meredith back to throw. Sees his target, throws, and it is broken up by Willie Wood. Dan Reeves was shooting for the end zone and had a step on Ray Nipsey, the linebacker, who's trying to keep up with him, but Willie Wood came over to help out on the play and got there in the nick of time as he knifed in and batted the ball away from Dan Reeves in the end zone. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is WROW Music 590, Albany, New York.
Ready to resume play now. Ball at the 25-yard line. Third down and 10. Don Meredith, who's passed successfully on 2 third down situations, now is facing another one. This time with 10 yards to go. Back to throw. He faked one, and it is low and outside. Intended over there for Pete Gent, the flanker back. Gent had to put on the brakes and try to dive back for that football. Couldn't get to it. Pass is incomplete, and Danny Villanueva trots out on the field. Jerry Rome comes out to hold, and they'll be trying a field goal. This one will be tried from about 32 yards away. The margin between these two teams is 4 points. A successful field goal here would reduce it to 1 point, but the Packers would still be in the lead. 32-yard field goal attempt by Danny Villanueva. And it is good. The kick is good. And so, the timeout on the field, the score is Green Bay 21, Dallas 20.
Ever have a day when nothing's happening? A day when everything you do seems like, oh, so what? Come that day, and you want to get yourself on board. Here are 3 suggestions from Ford Motor Company. Better ideas guaranteed to snap you out of it. 1, get into a Mustang. Drive. Try honking the horn at every other Mustang you see. If that gets to be too much for you, head out off the beaten path. Just you and Mustang. It'll be the healthiest habit you ever took up. 2, get into a Ford LTD. Drive. Bring some noisy food like peanut brittle. It gets to be pretty quiet in there. If that doesn't work, try music. Full fidelity stereosonic music from tapes you picked yourself. 3, get into a new Cougar. Drive. Just drive. Better ideas from Ford Motor Company, guaranteed to snap you right out of it. On a day when there's nothing to do, Get down to your Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer. See if you don't say, I'll be darned. Ford has a better idea.
Ready now for the Dallas kickoff. Danny Villanueva has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Donnie Anderson and Herb Adderley are deep for Green Bay. Villanueva backs away now. The score 21-20. The Green Bay Packers in a 1-point lead. Villanueva gives the ball his stride and coming down on the 7-yard line to Donnie Anderson. Swinging up the middle, he gets to the 25-yard line, is caught and thrown down, and coming in to make the stop was left side number 46, and right behind Dick Daniels. Ball in the area of the 25-yard line. We'll see where it's grounded by Tommy Bell, the referee. Puts it on the 26, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Green Bay. At that point, we have 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in the third quarter of the game. Green Bay leading, but the score is 21-20. Carroll Dale comes out wide to the right side. Boyd Dollar is back in now after banging his shoulder a bit earlier in this first half. He's wide to the left. There is a long heave for Carroll Dale. He got it on the Dallas 45, caught by Cornell Green and dropped at the 31-yard line. A big strike thrown by Bart Starr. Completed to Carroll Dale down to the 31. And that was the finest pattern I've seen run today. Carroll Dale came down the field, took about 7 steps in on a post pattern, and then took off and went outside on the flag pattern. And you have to credit the offensive line blocking that time of the Green Bay Packers, who gave Bart Starr plenty of time to throw that ball and Dale plenty of time to run the pattern. It was a 43-yard gain, 1st and 10 from 31 yards away. Bart Starr gives the ball to Jimmy Taylor. Taylor is almost from behind the line, holds his footing, gets down to the 27 to pick up 4 yards. Ball now on the Dallas Cowboy 27-yard line. The Green Bay Packers have been in this neighborhood before in this half. The last time they were down here, a fumble by Elijah Pitts gave the ball to the Cowboys. And that resulted in their field goal. They brought this score 21-20. Which it is at the present time with Green Bay out in front. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter of the game. Bart Starr dropping back to throw once again. Throws a quick one to Jimmy Taylor right up the middle, and he turns right at the arms of Leroy Jordan. It's a 5-yard gain down to the 22-yard line. And the crowd is booing for something, but I'm not sure what. Jack, I think it was the fact that Jordan tackled Taylor, and you know how Taylor hates to get tackled. I think he was doing that little shuffling kick down there. One thing about Taylor, he comes up just sitting mad every time he's dropped on a play. Third down. About a yard to go. Got to get to the 21 for a first down. And the Dallas Cowboys charged as one man right across the line. They're complaining that they were drawn offside. Let's see what the decision is. The penalty is against Dallas. It's a first down. And it puts the ball at the 17. 1 minute and 9 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Green Bay Packers now are 17 yards away from the Dallas goal line. Dale goes out wide to the left side as a flanker with Marlon Fleming, the tight end, put out about 5 yards to the left. Ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He slices inside the 15. He is tripped along the line of scrimmage by Jim Colvin. And he skidded down across the 15, but his knee hit the ground at the 16, and that's where the ball is placed. So it'll be second down and 9 yards to go with a gain of a yard on the play. Clock running. We're down now to 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. No tomorrow for the loser of this game. This is for the National Football League Championship and that big, big day in the Super Bowl 2 weeks from today, which we'll be bringing you over these CBS radio stations. Bart Starr back to throw as the run from pressure and completes the pass to Boyd Dollar in the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Gexter upended him in the end zone. Jimmy Taylor didn't like it much. He and Gexter had a couple of words, but Dollar's okay, and he still held onto that football, and Green Bay has scored from 16 yards out. A big touchdown for the Green Bay Packers coming here in the closing seconds of the third quarter. We have 24 seconds left. 27-20 is now the score with the extra point attempt coming up. Don Chandler kicking, Bart Starr holding, and the kick is good. So it is 28-20 in favor of the Green Bay Packers over the Dallas Cowboys. That 8 points is what makes things difficult for Dallas. 27-20, that means they're a touchdown and an extra point away from a tie. But now they've got to get the touchdown and something more to assume the lead in the ball game. A single point becoming of increasing importance as this game wears along. Wears along is a good term. But the defense has risen to the height here in the second half, and it's been a bruising battle between these two teams. Art Starr, taken to the air, got away from the bruises, except for those being gathered by the receivers to move his ball club upfield to get this eventual touchdown. And that last pass to Boyd Dollar was another thing of beauty executed by Bart Starr, as he was under tremendous pressure from the Cowboys. Had to break from his protective cup, so to speak, move out of that cup, still look for receivers, try to sense where the onrushing Cowboys were. Just before he was nailed, he got the throw away and whistled it into the end zone to Boyd Dollar for a 16-yard touchdown pass completion. And now the score at 28-20 as the Green Bay Packers prepare to kick off to the Cowboys. Chandler's kick is high. It's dropping right on the 5-yard line where it's taken by Mel Renfro. He's out to the 20. Slices through across the 25. Can't quite get loose. He almost got his ankle loose from the grasp of the Packer defender, but he fell to the ground at the 35-yard line where it'll be first and 10. It was Tommy Crutcher, number 56, who had that death grip on his ankle from which he couldn't tear loose. First and 10 on the 35-yard line. We've got 8 seconds left to play, and the clock is running. It's down to 5 and running. It'll probably run out before they can get this play off. There it is. That's the gun, and there is the end of the third period with the score: Green Bay 28, Dallas 20. So now we get to not a moment of truth, but 15 minutes of truth. The last quarter of this game. This bitter and spectacular struggle for the National Football League Championship. The Cowboys against the Green Bay Packers. 15 minutes left to decide this issue. The Green Bay Packers in an 8-point lead. But Dallas has the football. They have it on their own 35-yard line. But it's the 8th point that is looming increasingly large to these Cowboys, who put together this year their first winning season since they came into the National Football League as one of the expansion teams some 6 years ago. And not only was it a winning season, but it was enough to win it all, the Eastern Division Championship. With an explosive attack, a strong aerial attack, they come against the Packers today. Now we're ready to begin the final quarter of play. 15 minutes left to decide the National Football League champion. 15 minutes of playing time. About 30 minutes of elapsed time can usually be counted on in these critical fourth quarters of play. First and 10 on their own 35. The Cowboys have the ball. Pete Jen comes out wide to the right. Bobby Hayes put out slightly to the left, about 5 yards out. Back goes Don Meredith to throw. He has time to look, but he can't find the receiver in the open. He's going to have to try and run with it, and he takes it up to the 39-yard line to pick up 4 yards. Green Bay had the deep receivers blanketed. Meredith had no one to throw to, so he ran with that ball up to the 39, where it'll be second down and 6 yards to go. Don Meredith is now 10 for 18 in forward passing. Both these passes, Meredith and Bart Starr, have been doing a splendid job in the accuracy of their throws and the percentage of their completions here today. Now Meredith on the draw, gives to Don Perkins. Perkins fights his way across the 45 up to the 46. That's enough for a first down. Tackle made by Ron Koselnik for Green Bay, but not quick enough to stop the first down. Well, just across the 45, we'll call it that. First and 10 on the 45. Jack, the Green Bay Packers have been criticized during their championship years. People have said they haven't been able to throw the long pass, but really that's been the difference so far in this football game. Passes to Dale and Dollar. Dallas is ready to go. Dan Reeves is shifted out as a flanker back wide to the left side, and Meredith rolls out to the right. He pitches one to Pete Gent, and Pete Gent stared in disbelief as the ball hit him in the hands, and he dropped it. That was an odd little situation to look upon down there, Jim. He just looked at that football as it rolled on the ground as though he couldn't believe it was no longer in his grasp. He's called blue-fingered by his teammates, too, Jack. So it makes it second and 10 on the 45-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys. They really had Green Bay worrying about defensive pressure to Green Bay's right, as they had both Bob Hayes and Dan Reeves set over there as receivers. Shooting Pete Jen back to the Packers' left. They almost had one, but then dropped it.
They've only tried one deep pattern to Bob Hayes, and I can't believe that that'll be the only one they try during this game.
Ready now to put the ball in play. It's Meredith rolling again. He's coming out to the right side. He pitches one out for Pete Jen, and this one was much too high. Sails over his head and out of bounds, incomplete, to make it 3rd down and 10. So for Don Meredith, who has been exceptional in 3rd down long yardage situations and coming through with the payoff pitch, has got to meet the test again. Ball on their own 45-yard line. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. 13 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the game. Green Bay 28, Dallas 20. This is Jack Trees along with Jim Moore speaking to you from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, as this National Football League Championship is being decided here today. Now Pete Jen is wide to the right side once again. Bobby Hayes out to the left. They've got to pick up 10 yards and an inch or two more. Dan Reeves goes in motion out to the right. Meredith back to throw. He arches a long one for Frank Clark, and Clark can't get under it. On a 3rd and 10, Don Meredith went for the bomb, and Clark couldn't get under the football. It was overthrown, and it is incomplete. And so the Dallas Cowboys will have to kick the ball to the Green Bay Packers. I'd like to, mentioning the Super Bowl as I have, bring you the lineup of CBS radio broadcasts of the upcoming professional playoff games. Next week from Miami, the playoff bowl between the second-place teams of the NFL. Then the Super Bowl from Los Angeles, followed by the NFL All-Star Game and the Pro Bowl on the 22nd. The punt comes down around the Green Bay 25 and rolls out of bounds at the 26. Well, Green Bay takes the 1st and 10 on their own 26.
Villanueva actually has had trouble punting all year long. That's certainly been at least a minor factor in this football game. He has not punted well at all. During the season, he averaged only 39.2. So
now the Green Bay Packers have the football to take it over 1st and 10 on their own 26. Timeout is called on the field with the score Green Bay 28, Dallas 20.
Hello, my name is Timothy Timmons, and I had a terrible experience the other day. I went to buy a pack of Gillette Super Stainless blades with the miracle plastic coating on the edge. So I asked the man for Gillette Super Stainless, and he said, they call it the spoiler. They said, a lot of money to call it the spoiler. Why don't you ask for the spoiler? Why do you come in here and ask for Gillette Super Stainless? Did he scare me? I don't know whether to ask for the spoiler or to go to another store from now on.
With strong hands, you'll get nowhere. So you get up handsome. Girls don't care for plastic hands, so you get up handsome. 2 for a bottle, what is gonna make you head up handsome?
2 for a bottle. Gillette heads up grooms like water, only better. Won't dry up, won't plastic up. So men, take the pledge. Use heads up.
Now we're ready to resume play. Green Bay having taken over the football, and Don Meredith has fallen below the 500-point in passing. He is now 10 for 21 on the last attempted drive of the Cowboys. He missed on 6 consecutive attempts. Carroll Dale goes out very wide to the right for Green Bay. They're on their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Archstar back to throw. Arches one up the middle of Boyd Dollar. Complete. Warren Livingston comes in behind him to make the tackle, but not until he had gotten it out to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 23 yards on the play. And Boyd Dollar is slow to get up. They're calling timeout. This will be a timeout charged against Green Bay as they come out to minister to the needs of Boyd Dollar. So timeout is called on the field with the score Green Bay 28, Dallas 20. Boyd Dollar still striking hard through the air, coming through with a clutch one there that brought him out to the 49-yard line. They started on their own 26. And for Bart Starr, that's his 14th completion out of 20 attempts. Boyd Dollar, meantime, is on his feet, a little dizzy from the jolting collision he had with Warren Livingston, the defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys, and an instant later with the ground, going over the sidelines, but under his own power, and apparently can be available for further action this afternoon.
In the 3rd quarter, Jack, it was quite equal. The Cowboys ran 17 offensive plays, and the Packers ran 16.
Now we're ready to go again, and the first play shows the ball given to Elijah Pitts, and he shoots into the line for short yardage. He gets across the 50-hour on a pickup of 2 down to the Dallas 49. Tackle made by Bob Lilly. All-pro tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Max McGee has come in now and is flanked out wide to the left. Stars back to throw once again. Has plenty of time. Hits Max McGee, and McGee dropped it. Warren Livingston coming in on the tackle, but McGee no longer had the football. Oh, I know Max feels badly about that one. That one was a perfect pass. Hit him right in the belt buckle. So he and Pete Gent can exchange sympathies right after this game, as both now dropped one that, as the saying goes, should have had. That can happen, believe me, to the best of them. Ball back now at the 49-yard line, but it's third down at 8. Green Bay's ball at the Dallas 49. McGee out to the right side this time. Paradale coming out wide to the left. Third and 8 for Bart Starr, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Back he goes to throw. He's in trouble. He got him in and pulled for a loss back around the 45-yard line. They were really in there. Willie Brown, Bob Lilly, Dave Edwards coming in for Dallas. The ruling is forward progress was stopped, or at least the initial contact was made at the Green Bay 46-yard line. So it runs them out of bounds. They'll have to punt. And for the Dallas Cowboys, that was a big, big defensive play. Another score by the Green Bay Packers could very well have put this game on ice. But now the lead remains at 8 points for Green Bay. Bob Hayes, Mel Renfro back to receive the kick from Don Chandler. He spirals a long one going deep. Hayes takes that ball and is going to try to run it out. There was an unbelievable mistake. And there is nothing else to call it. He went back and caught that ball in the end zone and tried to run it out with Packers coming down the field. And so the Dallas Cowboys have the ball on their own 1-yard line. And he simply allowed the ball to go into the end zone. It would have been a touchback, and they'd have had it out on the 20. Now they start on their own 1. He actually caught that ball in the field of play, because once the ball had crossed the vertical plane of the goal line, it would have been a touchback automatically. But his momentum carried him into the end zone, so he could have stayed there without it being a safety. Or better yet, never have caught the ball at all. See if this is costly to the Dallas Cowboys. Don Perkins is trying to lessen the shock as he takes it out to the 6-yard line. Dave Robinson making the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers defense now trying to rise to the heights and contain these Cowboys and keep them deep in their own territory. 11 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in this football game as we're in the fourth quarter with Green Bay in front 28-20. Meredith gives the ball to Don Perkins once again, and he's able this time to work his way out to just inside the 9-yard line. Pick up a 3. They've got to get to the 11-yard line for a first down. So it's third down and a shade more than 2 yards to go. Now the Cowboys leave the huddle, getting up over the ball. The line of scrimmage just short of their own 9-yard line. Ball is given to Dan Reeves. Reeves gets through for the first down. Dan Reeves punches out to the 14-yard line, and the Dallas Cowboys can breathe again. First and 10 on the 14.
Regardless of the outcome of the football game, Jack, you certainly have to give a lot of credit to the Dallas Cowboys for their poise. They were behind 14-0 in the first quarter, were able to come back, and now deep in their own territory, they were able to move the ball out and get the first down. Meredith with a little running room goes back to pass, but his pass is rolling outside. Intended for Pete Gent and is incomplete. So it'll be second down and 10 yards to go on the 14-yard line. Green Bay in the lead, 28-20. We have 9 minutes and 59 seconds. A shade under 10 minutes left to play in the game. This for the National Football League Championship.
Meredith rolling out to the right side. Sees his target, Pete Gent, but Herb Adderley comes through and breaks up the play. Adderley and Gent reached the football at the same time, and Herb Adderley knocked it away. Plenty of demonstration by Adderley why he is an all-pro halfback on the defensive squad. And that's 8 consecutive times Meredith has put the ball in the air without being able to complete on the forward pass. Packers await the arrival of the Cowboys out of their huddle. They break from it now, send Pete Gent out wide to the right, Hayes wide to the left. It's third and 10. Third down, 10 yards to go. Meredith is hit and thrown back at the 5-yard line. Storming through there to make that stop was Henry Jordan. Fourth down. Line of scrimmage back at the 6-yard line. And they'll have to kick it to Green Bay.
And you can see why over the years the Packers have won numerous championships. When they need the big play, one of the old pros always seems to come through. That time, Henry Jordan with the big rush.
Going away the deep in his end zone to punt. Willie Wood and Donnie Anderson are waiting for the kick. Villanueva gets his best punt of the day in the air when he needed it most, and it's a fair catch signal given by Anderson out on the 48-yard line. So Green Bay takes it on the Dallas Cowboys 48 with 9.5 minutes left to play in the game. Leading in the ball game, Green Bay 28-20 over Dallas. Carroll Dale coming out wide to the left. A single flanker set out by the Green Bay Packers. And the ball is given to Elijah Pitts. He is caught as he tries to move to the left on a deep flare. Dropped on the 50-yard line. The stopper in there put on by Jim Colvin, 77. Willie Towns, 71 into the play. Chuck Hawley, the left linebacker. Ball at the 50-yard line, a loss of 2. So it's 2nd down and 12 now for the Green Bay Packers. Now they switch assignments, putting Carroll Dale out to the right side this time. He is their deep threat. Art Starr dropping back to throw, and he is hit and thrown for a loss as he cannot get the ball away, and is dropped back at the 42-yard line. George Hendry came in to make that tackle.
And I mentioned during the first half that this is one of the categories in which the Dallas Cowboys led the National Football League, and that is most times tackling the opposing passer. During the season, they dropped him 60 times.
Ball placed down on the 43-yard line, 3rd and 19. Clock running, a little better than 8 minutes left to play in the game. Max McGee out wide to the left, Carroll Dale wide to the right. Starr back quickly, looks for a target, arches one down the field, takes it complete to Mark Fleming, who runs out of the grasp of 2 tacklers, and is sent out of bounds by Mike Gector, who came right in over a block, thrown on him by Jimmy Taylor to make that save. So that puts the ball down now on the Dallas Cowboys 33-yard line. And the Packers, if nothing else, are getting within field goal range.
Jack, I talked a moment ago about the big play by the old pro when you really need it. There it was again, this time going from Bart Starr to Marv Fleming.
1st and 10 on the Cowboy 33. Dale out wide to the left. Starr taking a long count, now gets the snap, drops back to throw once again. Floats one to the sidelines, too long for Elijah Pitts, who was wide open. They had a situation there much to their advantage in that the execution of the play brought Elijah Pitts into one-on-one coverage with Chuck Hawley, the linebacker, and he had him beaten by about 5 yards. But Bart Starr's pass was overthrown, and he couldn't get to the football. A play situation that had touchdown written all over it, but it's an incomplete forward pass. So back comes the ball to the 33-yard line, and it's 2nd and 10. Carroll Dale coming out wide to the left. Bart Starr checking his split end and flanker, now barks the signals. And on the draw play, gives to Jimmy Taylor, and the Dallas Cowboys were ready for that one. Lowy, Taylor is knocked down on the 35-yard line for a loss of 2 yards. Stop made by Willie Towns, left end for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's 3rd down, 11 yards to go now. 3rd and close to 12 yards to go. The ball just on the Cowboy side of the Dallas 35-yard line. A little less than 7.5 minutes left to play in the game. Green Bay 28, Dallas 20.
Again, with 3rd and 10 or 11 yards, this is a situation that Bart Starr likes to throw to the halfback.
Starr is back looking for a target. And he passes complete to Jimmy Taylor, and Taylor takes the ball down to the 19-yard line before he's stopped by Mike Gector coming up there along with Leroy Jordan, the middle linebacker. But the ball is at the 19, and that's a 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. And for Bart Starr, that might be the icing on the cake. The most important 3rd down that he has successfully negotiated in the ball game. And he has negotiated many of them. Ball now at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Starr barking the signals, gives the ball on a quick handoff to Jimmy Taylor. Taylor's into the line, can't make much, tries to slide out, find some daylight, but can't do it there either. He was able to bring the ball to the 17-yard line, a pickup of 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go now for the Packers. Tackle made by Warren Livingston. Bart Starr, 24 passes, has completed 16. Neither team has been able to record an interception in the game. Carroll Dale wide to the right. Max McGee flank out to the left side. Set as a wide end out to the left. Star pumps, runs away from pressure. It's increasing, and they've got him. The Dallas Cowboys, playing inspired defense, come through to nail him again. And he's down at the 28 or 9-yard line. We'll see where they place it. At the 28. A loss of 11 yards on the play, and it was Willie Towns, the first of several coming through there to bring him down. Third down now. And about 20 yards to go. Well, actually about 19 yards to go. Third and 19. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the football game. The clock is running. But time now is becoming a lie of the Green Bay Packers. Let it run. They lead by 8 points. Starr barking the signals, fading back to throw, steps back into the pocket, throws one for Max McGee. McGee has it, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Warren Livingston had Max McGee in his grasp, but McGee caught the football and towed Livingston into the end zone with him, and the Green Bay Packers have scored. And so, if Max McGee was disappointed over dropping a simple pass earlier in this quarter, he more than made amends with that grab. A fine clutch catch by Max McGee, and the Green Bay Packers now are out to a 34-20 lead with the extra point attempt coming up. A 28-yard touchdown strike by Bart Starr. Don Chandler on the extra point. And the kick is blocked. And again, it looked like Mike Dexter coming in there, or Jethro Pugh. Pugh it was that got his hand on the football and blocked the extra point attempt. So the score is 34-20 in favor of the Packers over the Dallas Cowboys with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the game.
Jack, I might point out right here that the Green Bay Packers led the Dallas Cowboys by 14 points in the first period, but within 4 minutes, the Dallas Cowboys came back and scored 2 touchdowns. And now here we are in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this football game, and the Packers have an identical 14-point lead.
They will be kicking off to the Dallas Cowboys, who have set Mel Renfro and Walt Garrison as their deep men. Don Chandler will kick off. Chandler at the moment is in a little discussion with Willie Wood prior to the kickoff. 14 points behind. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to do something about it. The Dallas Cowboys are literally pawing the turf down there, waiting for this kick to come their way. Dusk is settling over Dallas. Stadium lights are on. Chandler's ready to boot. There's the kick. Dropping down around the 5, it's taken by Renfro on the 4-yard line. Runs behind his blocking wall to the 20, to the 25, and is out of bounds as he gets to the 29-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys on their own 29. 5 minutes and 10 seconds now left to do something about this 14-point deficit, but they have the tools with which to do it. It's been a long time since a pass completion for Don Meredith. He's overdue. 8 in a row have missed for him. So the law of averages ought to take effect just about now. The ball is at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10, and Meredith is dropping back to throw. Got to throw, and he throws a completion to the 35, pegged in there to Pettis Norman, who is out of bounds as he's tackled by Tom Brown, the safety. Out of bounds on the 37-yard line. Short of a first down, they've got to get to the 39, so it's 2nd down and 2, and this gives Meredith, in effect, a down to play with. If he has the confidence, he can make the first down on a 3rd and 2 situation. Buddy Dial has come in. And Buddy Dial moves out wide to the left. Bob Hayes is wide to the right. Don Meredith fakes the throw. He's going to run for the first down, and he gets across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. This is no time to worry about the possibility of a quarterback being injured by running. Meredith has been running this afternoon and running well, but there's no tomorrow for the Dallas Cowboys, who are at the present time 14 points behind. And Don Meredith runs for the first down, and it's at the 42 now, 1st and 10. Again, end and flanker are out. Meredith going off a quick count, drops back quickly. Arches one out there for Buddy Dial, and it's overthrown. Dial was clear, but the pass was too long. Jeter was overcovering on the play, but Dial had him by about 3 yards over near the sidelines. and it's an incomplete forward pass to make it 2nd and 10 on the 42.
And it's interesting to watch the passing philosophy of the opposing quarterbacks, Starr and Meredith. Meredith seems to be throwing to the sidelines most of the time, and Starr, just the opposite, seems to be throwing down the middle. And I might add, with great success.
2nd and 10 now for the Cowboys on the 42. They're ready to go. Backfield shift. Now they're set. Meredith dropping back. And he shoots for the sidelines. Pegs one out there. And it is caught by Reeves and then dropped. There's a scramble for that loose football. Meredith got to it and knocked it out of bounds. Boy, there was a save by Don Meredith. The pass was complete. Then when he was hit, he fumbled the ball. And as it bounded around, Don Meredith raced over there like a 9-second man and got to the ball, couldn't hold it, but didn't particularly care about that. He just wanted to belt it out of bounds to maintain possession for the Dallas Cowboys. It puts the ball back on the 31-yard line, but they've still got it. So it is now 3rd down and 20 yards to go. And this easily the biggest 3rd down of the game for Don Meredith. He's got to keep in possession of this football and keep the Cowboys rolling. Dan Reeves goes in motion out to the right side. Meredith lets go with a long heave to Frank Clark. He's got this one, and he could go. He's all the way. A touchdown for the Cowboys. Well, the fabled bomb of the Dallas Cowboys came to pass there, not to their vaunted speedster Bob Hayes, but to Frank Clark in at the tight end position as he broke downfield, gathered in that pass on about the 20-yard line and went on in to score. A long heave and a 69-yard touchdown throw by Don Meredith. Now the try for the extra point by Denny Villanueva and a big extra point. They are 14 points behind. Villanueva's kick is true. Kick is good. The score, 34-21. Or excuse me, 34-27. 34-27 with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to play. Well, now, Jim, what do you think of the possibilities of an onside kick attempt?
Well, I think it's a definite possibility. And, Jack, I mentioned just a few moments ago that in the first quarter, the Cowboys scored 2 touchdowns in less than 4 minutes. And they certainly could do the same thing and are capable of doing the same thing right here.
Well, the Green Bay Packers are anticipating the onside kick attempt. They've got nothing but ends and backs up in the first wall of receivers, just at the 10-yard restraining area, just short of their own 50-yard line. But they've got men up there who can catch and handle the football. They're not putting the big linemen up there now.
I think, Jack, from a field position standpoint, I think they'll kick long and try to hold Green Bay so they get better field position when they take possession of the ball, provided they can hold the Packers.
4 minutes and 9 seconds left. Precious minutes now. Cowboys trailing by 7 points. 34-27. Danny Villanueva back to do the kicking. Green Bay drawn up very tightly, expecting them to try to roll that ball the required 10-yard distance and recover it for themselves. But Villanueva does put it in the air. Donnie Anderson and Herb Adderley back. Adderley getting it at the 15-yard line. He gets up across the 25 and is caught at the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers in the area of the 28-yard line. Boy, this crowd now is really whooping it up, and they are on their feet. Clock is running. We're now inside the 4-minute mark. Ball at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Green Bay leading 34-27. Packers come out of the huddle with Carroll Daleson out wide to the left. Bart Starr dropping straight back, looks to throw, arches one out for Mark Fleming, who makes a one-handed grab, a great catch, and is hit by Gector as he gets that ball out to the 46-yard line. Covering on the play was Dave Edwards, the linebacker, as once again the Packers threw an offensive pattern at them that put an end one-on-one with the linebacker, and in the case of Marv Fleming, a truly sticky-fingered end, as he had to reach out for a pass that was dropping a little beyond him, pulled it back with one hand, held onto the ball, and took it out to the 46. 18 yards gained on the play, 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. Dale out to the right side. Max McGee is on the left, but set in tight now alongside the left tackle. And the ball is faked to Jim Taylor. Back goes Starr to be nailed for a loss. Coming through there was Dave Edwards, the right side linebacker, as the Cowboys threw the blitz at him, and it paid off. Bart Starr trapped for a loss. That puts the ball back at the 38-yard line. A loss of 8.
And if the Cowboys are able to get this football, score and kick the extra point, we'll have a 34-34 tie, in which case we would go into a sudden death overtime, meaning that the first team to score would win the football game.
And the Cowboys have called for a timeout. Dallas has taken a timeout. They have 2 remaining in this second half. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. Packers 34, the Cowboys 27. While time is out, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is WROW Music, 598 Albany, New York.
Waiting now for play to be resumed. Dallas stopping the clock. Green Bay in possession of the ball, but it'll be second down now. And some 18 yards to go. Ball back on their own 38-yard line. The blitz really has been a rarity by both defenses. They've been content to rush with their front 4. But Dallas now is driven to desperation measures. They've got to get the football. They've got to keep Bart Starr from throwing that ball to repeated completions. Starr has hit successfully on 18 out of 26 passes. Crowd begins to move it up now as the Green Bay Packers leave their huddle to come up to the line of scrimmage, ready to put the ball in play on a 2nd and 18 situation with Caravale wide to the right, Max McGee split to the left. Bart Starr taking a snap, dropping back to throw. And the pass is blocked as it leaves his hand. Coming in there to do it was Bob Lilly, who reached up and batted that ball as it went from the hand of Bart Starr and destroyed the forward pass for an incompletion. Now it's 3rd down and 18 yards to go. A situation in which Bart Starr thus far in this game has been nigh uncanny. But can he do it again? Cowboys need this football. Trailing by 7 points. 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to play. Getting back into contention in this game with a 69-yard scoring pass. Pull them within 7 points. Now can the Cowboys get it away from the Green Bay Packers? 3rd and 18. Starr is ready. He snaps the signals out at the line. Drops back to throw. And it's a little screen out for Jimmy Taylor, who makes a one-handed staggering catch. The staggering destroyed the timing. Leroy Jordan came storming through and nailed it for a loss back to the 31. So the Cowboy defense has done it. Now it's up to the Dallas offense. Bob Hayes and Mel Renfro will be the deep men on this punt return. Don Chandler will be doing the kicking. It's 4th down. The line of scrimmage, their own 31. 2 minutes and 31 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time, the way the Cowboys can explode. But they're up against the stingiest of NFL defenses in the Green Bay Packers. Time has been called. Hayes and Renfro are in a strategy discussion back along their own 35. And now coming back there to join them is Harold Hayes, who has a couple of words with them and gets back to the line of scrimmage once again.
With that timeout called by the Cowboys, they have only 1 remaining. But there's 2:31 showing on the scoreboard clock, so there's plenty of time.
Yes, the Cowboys in that notable come-from-behind victory against the Washington Redskins earlier in the season went 86 yards in something like the final minute of play and have no timeouts remaining. So they can get ground in great gulps. Now an air of great tension has fallen over this giant stadium with its capacity throng of almost 76,000 people occupying every available seat here today to see this climax to a great National Football League season. Chandler back in front formation. Renfro and Hayes waiting to receive. There's the snap. Kick is on its way. Going off the side of Chandler's foot and out of bounds much earlier than Don Chandler wanted. The Dallas Cowboys will get this ball on the Green Bay 48-yard line. Of the ball closer to the 47. We'll call it that. 1st and 10 Dallas. 47 yards away from the Green Bay goal line. 2 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the game. What a moment. Buddy Dow going out wide to the right side. Hayes out to the left. Perkins, Dan Reeves in the running back position as Meredith takes the snap and fades back. He throws up the middle of Frank Clark, who makes the catch at the 30. Is down at the 25. At the 26-yard line. Taking that ball to the 26. A pickup of 21 yards on the play. Working without a huddle. Meredith gives the ball to Perkins on the draw. And Perkins is able to take it to the 22 to pick up 4 yards. Stopper made by Henry Jordan for Green Bay. Ball at the 22-yard line. 1 minute and 58 seconds remaining. And apparently the Cowboys took their last time out because the clock is stopped at 1:58 unless it's being corrected. They're in the huddle. The Packers spread out. And that must be the case. The official steps in to double check with him on it. No, this is a timeout for the 2-minute warning. This is an official's timeout for the 2-minute warning. The clock indicates 1 minute and 58 seconds left to be played in the game. Tommy Bell, the referee, comes to both benches. Let them know the situation on the watch. The crowd begins to pick up a go-go chant. The line of scrimmage is on the Green Bay 22. The Cowboys have it. Second down. And about 7 yards to go. Second and about 7. Down at the 22-yard line. Green Bay leading by 7 points. If the Dallas Cowboys can put across a touchdown here and add the extra point, this game will quite likely go into sudden death overtime. Curtis Norman comes in from the sidelines, but just with a message. Now he comes back to the bench. Frank Clark is in at the tight end position, and he has made 2 spectacular grabs, including that 69-yard touchdown pass that put the Cowboys into the ballgame just 7 points behind. Less than 2 minutes to play. Dial wide to the right. Frank Clark, the tight end, set on the right side. Bob Hayes out to the left. Dan Reeves goes in motion to the right as Meredith drops back to throw. Makes the bag, and it is in the end zone as a penalty flag goes down incomplete. Let's see if that's an interference call against the Packers. I believe it is. Frank Clark in the end zone, couldn't get to the football. A penalty flag flew down right behind him, and it is interference. It gives to the Dallas Cowboys a first down on the 2-yard line. This stadium is bedlam here in Dallas. These Cowboy fans are going wild as the Cowboys now are 2 yards away from the Packer goal line and 7 points behind in the game with 1:52 remaining. Dallas comes out of the huddle, sending Pete Gent out to the right side. He's a single flanker. Don Meredith asks for quiet, and of course he gets it. Signals are marked. Meredith gives that ball to Dan Reeves, and Reeves is met by that determined Packer defense, and he cannot get over the goal line. He is hit and thrown back. May have picked up a few inches on the attempt. Ball now is edged to the 1-yard line or near it. It's about 1.5 yards to go for a touchdown. Clock is running. 1 minute and 37 seconds left to play in the game. Green Bay 34, Dallas 27. Now they move up to the ball with Pete Gent, the single flanker, out to the right side. Frank Clark, a tight end to the left. Curtis Norman has come in to be a tight end to the right to give him that added blocking help. And Don Meredith trying to circle, throws, dropped in the end zone by Curtis Norman, but a penalty flag was down. A penalty flag was down. And it looks like the penalty is going to be against the Cowboys. Jim Bokey at left tackle came up off his 3-point stance. It'll be illegal procedure. Now then, do the Green Bay Packers want to accept that penalty and move the ball back 5 yards and give them another down, or take the down and decline the penalty? They're taking the yardage. They put that ball out just beyond the 6-yard line, so it's still second down, goal to go, but from 6 yards away. 5 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. 1 minute and 18 seconds left to play in the game. 34-27. Dallas in front by that now precarious margin of 7 points. Don Meredith looks over the Packer defense massed in their goal line stand. He fakes to Perkins, drops back, throws a screen to Dan Reeves, and Dan Reeves dropped the football. It's incomplete. So that'll make it 3rd and goal to go from 6 yards out. Oh, Jim, these Cowboys must be as tense can be.
Jack, I don't think they can be any more tense than I am up here in the booth. What a football game.
Buddy Dial has just come back to the game, replacing Pete Gent. So they're going to get some wide set receivers as Frank Clark comes off. Curtis Norman stays in. They're playing with the 1 tight end. They have been using 2 in there to get better blocking on pass protection. And now Bob Hayes goes out wide to the left. Buddy Dial goes out wide to the right. This is it. This is 3rd and 6. Now Meredith is ready to go. Takes the snap from center, fades back, looking for a target, throws for the end zone, is short of the end zone. Pettis Norman makes the catch, but he's on the 2-yard line. The pass is complete, but it's on the 2, and it'll be 4th and 2 for the Dallas Cowboys. Covering over there on the play was Tom Brown, number 40. Clock is running. We're now within the final minute. We're down to 50 seconds to play. 5-0, and the clock is going. 4th down and 2. 4th and 2 for the Dallas Cowboys. Here they come. Buddy Dow going out wide to the left. Bob Hayes playing tight to the right side. Meredith taking the pass. Rolling out to the right. Being chased. He throws for the end zone. It is intercepted in the end zone by Tom Brown. And the Green Bay Packers have made the stand they had to make. 4th down pass. Intercepted in the end zone for a touchback. Green Bay, with 28 seconds to use up, have now all but won the National Football League championship in a moment of heartbreak for Dallas, a moment of supreme triumph for Green Bay. 4th down on the 2-yard line. The Green Bay Packers shot Herb Adderley, defensive back, in on the pass rush, and he closed in on Meredith and forced him to hurry the throw. Meredith actually throwing in desperation as Adderley was lowering the boom on him with a tackle. Threw it wildly into the end zone. And Tom Brown into the threat by picking it off. 28 seconds left to play. The Green Bay Packers have the ball. Dallas will be making every desperation effort to get it. But this may very well be a situation of not even risking a handoff. Bart Starr to just drop on him. We'll see. That's exactly what's happening. Just dropping to the ground. They pile up around him. Clock is running now, 20 seconds left. And the Dallas Cowboys take their last timeout. They stop the clock for their last available timeout in the game with 20 seconds left to play. So the Packers go back into their huddle. A leisurely one, for they have time to consume and rest. And perhaps even now to start thinking ahead to 2 weeks from today against the Kansas City Chiefs in the first championship playoff between the two winners of the two leagues of professional football in America, the major leagues of the American and National. This one a complete thriller. The Dallas Cowboys never giving up and met with moments of discouragement that would demoralize a lesser team. They have kept fighting back and carried the fight all the way to the Green Bay 2-yard line before, in these closing seconds, a superb Green Bay defense put pressure on Meredith that forced him into a hasty and more or less wild throw that found the arms of Tom Brown for the critical interception and the only interception of the game. Now Tommy Bell indicates that play should resume. 20 seconds left to play. For the Green Bay Packers, this will be the last play of the game. For from this point on, they can let the clock amble its way out of the final 20 seconds. And Bart Starr just drops on the football once again. So now the clock is running down, 15 seconds. The crowd begins to take up the chant. That is a small segment of it, those representing the Green Bay Packers. Down now to 5 seconds left to play. The players from both teams are leaving the bench. There's the gun. There's the end of the game. Green Bay 34, Cowboys 27. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment.
Only Kent delivers the full, rich taste of the world's finest tobaccos through the white Kent filter. Enjoy a Kent, the most satisfying taste in filter smoking today.
To a smoker, it's a Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. For taste, fine tobacco.
If you smoke a filter cigarette, try the taste of Kent.
An almost cemetery-like hush has fallen over this giant cotton bowl as these Cowboy fans seem almost unwilling to believe that what happened really did. The Cowboys, in one of the most valiant efforts my eyes have ever seen, taking that ball down to just 2 yards away from the Packer goal line, and then Green Bay rising to defensive heights when they needed it most. 4th down, 2 yards to go from the touchdown that would have tied up this ball game. They rose to the occasion with the pass interception in the end zone by Tom Brown that stopped it all and left the final result of this ball game 34-27. Green Bay, the 1966 National Football League champion. And here to look back on this tremendous, exciting game is Jimmy Morse. Jim?
Thank you, Jack. Personally, I can't remember a football game that's been more exciting in the past several years. Both teams fought extremely hard in the football game, and I think perhaps if there was a difference, the difference this afternoon was the passing of Bart Starr. As we look down and recap this football game, the Packers took the opening kickoff down the field and scored on a 17-yard pass going from Bart Starr to Elijah Pitts with 10:51 remaining in the first quarter. The extra point made 7-0 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. On the ensuing kickoff, it was fumbled by Mel Renfro, picked up by Jim Grabowski. He moved it into the end zone, so the Packers had scored again, and it was 14-0. However, the Cowboys were not to be denied. They took the next kickoff, moved down the field, and scored on a 3-yard run by Dan Reeves, that making the score the Packers 14 and the Cowboys 7. The Cowboys scored once again, this time with 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter on a 23-yard run by Don Perkins, and the first quarter ended with a score of 14 Packers, 14 Cowboys. Then in the second period, Bart Starr passed to Carroll Dale on a 56-yard touchdown, making it 21-14 with the Chandler kick. However, the Cowboys came back once again, this time on a field goal, and an 11-yarder by Danny Villanueva, and the halftime score was the Packers 21 and the Cowboys 17. In the opening of the second half, a 32-yard field goal by Villanueva for the Cowboys made the score 21 Packers and 20 for the Cowboys. The Packers came back, however, on a 16-yard pass going from Starr to Dowler, and the score was 28-20 in favor of the Packers. And then in the fourth period, on a 28-yard pass going from Starr, this time to McGee, put the Packers out in front with the Chandler kick by the score of 34-20, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the football game. And you'll recall that the Cowboys were able to score twice within 4 minutes in the first quarter. They were put in the same position in the fourth quarter. They were almost up to it. A 69-yard pass going from Meredith to Clark with 4:09 remaining in the football game made it 34-27 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. And then, as Jack Dries told you a few moments ago, the Cowboys were able to get the football and move it all the way down to the Green Bay Packer 2-yard line, where it was 4th and 2 for the touchdown. And the interception back there by Tom Brown gave the Packers the ball out on the 20-yard line, from where they were able to run out the clock. And the final score was the Green Bay Packers 34 and the Dallas Cowboys 27. What a football game. And now this is Jim Morse saying so long for Jack Dries and myself from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. This is the CBS Radio Network.